It's time for some All-Stars.
Check.
Okay.
Play with my friend?
No, you cannot. Wait till tomorrow.
I can't hear myself. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you can't even hear me. I was on mute too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is that me?
I'm just steady talking. All right,
My
welcome
fan
to another
isn't too loud,
episode.
is it, y'all? Because I am so hot.
What happened?
So I hope my fan ain't too loud.
He talked about my fan.
I don't like ocean noises in the background, so we don't want to go to sleep. That's the opposite effect we want to have on the show. But yeah, well, welcome everybody to Hostile Therapy again on Thursdays with me, Big Red, Vintage Chris Styles back again.
Yo.
Raz,
In the flesh.
Raz, the berry that we have not seen in a while in the grocery store. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we was out of stock.
That means it's hard to get, right?
Yeah.
Most definitely. They quit every time.
Which means the price must be high on it because it's hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But I do this for free, so.
That sounds like a knock somewhere. Okay. And Alexa Page back again
What's
for
up,
the
y'all?
Thursday show.
Lex Money.
Yes.
X's and O's.
Rise to the B. Big Red.
How's it been for everybody this week anyway?
Oh, my week has been blessed. Look,
Good.
right when you're about to say something, you just say, you know what, blessed.
Yes, right.
Well, you about to stop yourself, huh?
Man, the lottery, I passed the sign, it said 999 million.
Which one is?
The one that
1.1 billion. 1.1
the
billion.
Mega Millions. Yeah.
That's tomorrow?
Yep.
So
get them tonight and tomorrow. Get 1 or 2 tickets, something.
Okay.
Go ahead and put your hat in. You know what I mean?
That number the word. Look.
yes, my friend said he's spending $100. I'm like, oh, so you gonna be mad?
Nah, but listen, for all that right now, listen, even if I get 5 numbers that change my life,
Yeah.
4 numbers that change your life.
Don't think about that. They got other prizes, you know. You just gotta be happy with. I'm happy with whatever, you know. God, if you want to give me half of it,
give me 5 to give me 200, 500,000. That'll change my life today.
I'm gonna take it and be happy. I've been trying to get a lottery pull together for the longest, but see, people don't know how you got to pull that energy.
Well, shout out to all the daddies or the mamas that win. You feel me? I'm single. Woo-hoo.
Y'all just go work in the pulpit. Y'all can make mega millions off of that. That's the easiest way to make money nowadays. All you gotta do is recite whatever in the Bible.
I ain't trying to burn in hell afterwards. I want to spend my money and go to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, you'll have it for now, but in the afterlife, you might kind of be.
I know in the process of me spending it, I may be doing some things. That's all I'm telling you.
Nothing strange, though, Chris.
It's all the finest things that money can buy.
You might do some strange for a little piece of change, is what you're trying to say.
Nothing too strange. We don't want you in the news.
Nah, I ain't gonna be in the news, bro.
That's all we're worried about, man.
If I'm gonna be in the news, it's gonna be something good.
They'll be like, don't you know him? And I'm have to put my Facebook on silent. See.
Mm-hmm.
One dude won the lottery. He came in a whole like Halloween costume. That's gonna be me if I win. I don't want nobody to know my identity.
Oh, for real? He had a costume? I thought you weren't allowed to do that.
Yes, he had a whole costume on.
Yeah, like you don't have to let people know your identity. I just show up, pick up my check.
Right. You can just
you
show
pay
up.
more. You have to pay more to keep it a secret.
They matter of fact, here in Virginia, they didn't have that. They made it into a law now, a statute that you don't have to report. I mean, tell people who it is, but they might put your first name or put C and your last, or one of the other two. They flip it, or you would put whatever name you want to put up there.
Yeah, I'll be spending $1,000 a month just to make myself look like I'm broke.
Wow.
That's the best way to do it.
I'll do a GoFundMe. I'll take some pictures catching the bus, like whatever I got to do.
That's funny.
I'm gonna spend money to make people think it's not me, because I know people, if they see my name on there, they're gonna automatically think it's me because they know I done tried to do this lottery thing like 3 times already. People just keep falling off. You got to have a dedicated pool doing the same numbers over and over, otherwise it don't work. So anyway.
Right.
Well, everybody know my name. They know my last name at least.
They're gonna be calling you as soon as that announcement come out, girl.
Right after that.
But the person you trying to reach does not give a fuck while you're calling her.
Right? Exactly.
You didn't call 2 days ago. No.
For real.
Right.
Hello. I'm gonna take care of y'all though. I'll take care of y'all. Everybody
I got a certain amount I'm gonna give people. It's like brackets. It's already on my mind. So I got a platinum bracket, a gold package.
Damn. You should have broke it down.
And a brass package.
Copper package, coal package.
Right.
You said coal package.
Goodness.
Then I'm on community. What do you call it? When you got a emergency.
Toilet bowl package.
Yeah. you got to fill it out just like everybody else. Like if you need the rent paid or something, it's gonna be like a community thing.
Yep.
And you get like one time a year, and that's it. That's it. Otherwise, my identity is changing.
I'm going into the real estate game for real.
I was gonna buy a property, build based on income housing, but my requirements is at least once a month you have to donate your time to your community. Yeah,
that's the least they can do, especially if you hooking them up. That's a blessing.
Yep.
There's been the biggest stars today made it because somebody gave them a break for a couple years.
Yep.
I was just listening to Kevin Hart about that. Like he said, his mom said, I think she gave him 2 years. It was either 2 years, it might have been 3. She was like, I'm gonna give you 3 to just focus, and that's it. And I'm not gonna, charge you no rent. I'm not gonna make you pay nothing, but that's it. And it's back to the job world. And he did it. He did the shit.
Yo, I promise you. I know if I had that opportunity again.
Right?
Oh, just say somewhere for free for a year. Just give me a year.
You just need a year.
A year.
Like Chris Tucker, 25, 35 minutes. What did he say?
Yeah. You know,
That
I
was
was like,
like else. What?
All right,
What you
y'all.
talking about?
She
Never
be
mind.
wearing nigga. No.
Oh, Lord. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
On Friday, but yeah.
All right, let's get with the first story today. We start off going to
Leave it or medicate it.
all right. First thing for leave it or Medicaid today. Of course, we talked about Brittany Griner the other week, and it's been reported that Brittany Griner has been offered to be released for a Russian's arm dealer named Victor Bout. This guy looks pretty dangerous. Let's see if we can pop him on there. Well, no, that's Brittany Griner. There we go. There's Victor Bout. He looks like he sells arms. He looks like he makes bombs for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He look like his mustache is fake.
he like he stink.
What's that?
Damn, Chris.
What is
Look
that
at these
movie?
weird sandwiches.
Chris, what's that
Okay,
movie? I know Chris knows the movie. Chris, what's the movie from? I think the early 1980s. The guy that got revenge for like his wife and daughter got killed. He made like 3 sequels to it.
Oh, when he said, "I will find you."
Oh no.
No, this is from like the 1980s.
Oh, I
Maybe
wouldn't
he-
know.
Let me get back to you on that, but yeah, I
He looks like
see it.
Borat.
He looks just
Um,
like
I
he
know
has
what
a
you're
mustache.
talking about. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you probably know what I'm
I
talking
know what
about.
you're
Too.
talking about. I
Mhm.
cannot think of the name. But
And
yeah.
there's like I think 3 sequels to it, but that's what he looks like. I can't think of the guy's name now. But he President Biden administration has offered to give up this guy has been at the helm of killing thousands of innocent people for Brittany Griner.
and
Go ahead.
I said, and who?
Oh no, well, there's probably gonna be some other people too, but right now, this is what I've seen. As part of potential deal to secure the release of 2 Americans held by arrest. Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan are 2 people that are trying to release in exchange for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the question is, do you think it's worth it though? Because I know she's a life, I know she's valuable, but you know, there's always the phrase, we don't negotiate with terrorists. And
Well,
the
you know
reason
what?
why people say that is because is it more dangerous to release this guy back to Russia's arms versus them just keeping somebody that's not going to have a huge effect? I hate to have to speak it that way, but that's just reality of the situation.
Mhm.
Brittany Griner, she's famous, but again, she's not the president. She's not a military soldier. She's not a top military soldier. She's not LeBron James. Is it really worth?
Oh,
Really? I'm just being honest.
If you had to say LeBron, now you done open up a whole nother.
Exactly. You could have said another female, but
It could have been Michael Jackson. You know, anybody that is of top value as far as celebritydom is concerned, if that's even a word. Is Brittany Griner worth releasing for this guy?
well,
That's
let me
pretty much.
let me start this off first. For me, yes, because she's part of the culture. She's part of the team, right?
Well, it's a leave it or medicated, so we're gonna give you time on that if you want to go first on that.
Okay.
Then. So I'm guessing if you want to leave it as is, they're going to exchange Brittany Griner for Victor Bout. Or medicated, no, it's not worth exchanging Brittany Griner for this guy who has took a lot of lives over the course of his life. And what do you want to do? Leave it or medicated?
I'm going to leave it.
He's going to leave it. Tell us why.
The reason why I'm going to leave it, fam, viewers, is because she's a part of the culture, irregardless of who she chooses to date, who she is. She's a part of the culture. To me, she's important. Nobody else would have done that for me, but to the government in parts of the world, people in the world don't think she is worth that. But secondly, they added somebody else or a few other people on to that list. So her by herself, to the government, No, but they also had to add some other people and other things onto that list. So it would better balance things out. So I'm hoping that she's able to come home because she had her court case got suspended because something happened to her to the attorney or whoever was mediator, whoever was trying to help her with the case. Something happened. They passed out or so. Just go ahead and get it done. Keep tabs on him, and when he go where he's at, just use one of the drones on it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Alexa, what do you say? You want to leave it or medicate it?
I am going to medicate it with some clear instructions.
Ooh, okay. I want to hear this.
Because I've had my share of medications in my life, and I'm gonna tell you right now. It's about the instructions. So I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, I should have said leave it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it with instructions because we are a good freaking country, and we know about surveillance and all that kind of crap. So do the swab. Wink, wink, and have your people in position when he gets to where he going. You know what I'm saying? If he's that dangerous, like you said, Chris, you hit it on the head. Okay, so we have been known to make accidents happen, and that's all I gotta say.
For sure.
We can make it happen, and it's
they can make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. Got 2 leave it's up here so far. Raz, what you gonna do? You gonna leave it or medicate it?
What you gonna do?
I'm a heavy medicated.
Ooh,
Heavy.
okay. I likes it. Let's see what we're going with.
4 IVs.
Medicated.
Of course you like it, right? But it's not saying that she's not important. I don't agree with because she's not of high celebrity status. She's a person. At the end of the day, she is a part of the culture, yes. But what message are we going to send people who do go out of the country and break their laws? I'm just saying, there are consequences and repercussions, and that man is a dangerous man. We release him, and the knowledge that he has, he may be older, but the knowledge that he has, he can train future terrorists. And then what is that for us? What is that going to do for us as a country? And I feel as though, it's a sacrifice that she has to make for her country. At the end of the day, for us to be safe. It's sad that she's in the situation that she's in. She's not getting the help that she needs, and they're trying to basically throw the book at her. But I just see it as a sacrifice. What sacrifice?
Okay, I like that. Okay, I see that.
All right, so we got 2 leave it's, 1 medicated. We're gonna add 1 more medicated to it because I want to medicate it for a lot of the reasons Raz just said. It's not that she's not valuable, but it's how dangerous the other guy can be. It's because she is a celebrity. I mean, she's got enough celebrity value that they are offering to. Maybe they tricked her, maybe they scammed her, maybe she didn't have none of that stuff, but they offered to catch her and ask for exchange for one of the most dangerous killers in the world. We can't just make exchanges for everybody that gets caught, which is the reason why the other people are still over there. Brittany Griner is like one of the first people that got caught in Russia for something small like that, for them to actually use her in negotiating tactics. There are other people over there that have been there for years. They ain't even spoke their names in negotiating tactics. So I think Brittany Griner has some value, but we can't do that for everybody because we'll be releasing every prisoner that we've captured from overseas ever just because somebody got caught over there.
I just want to reiterate, I said medicated because let's just say it. None of these damn countries play fair. And I mean, including America. Now, we don't see it on the news because our country is really good at our media. It makes it look like
it's the puppet show.
It makes it look like we have free media. But the truth is, they they cover their tracks on a lot of shit. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna go into it, but I'm privy to a lot of information because I did have friends in politics years ago, and there's a lot of things that we do that we don't even know as society. So America is not squeaky clean. They have done dirt.
Never been.
Just like
Never
other
been.
countries.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like when it comes to even today, like dealing with these countries, when they show on the news, like this country's doing this, they never show the shit that their little operations. They got little operations going on all the time. So
All the time.
You know, just know that nobody is ever really free if they are supposed to be caught. That's all I'm saying. If we want to get someone, they will get got.
And the hypocrisy behind the whole thing too is the fact that, you know, they put propaganda on TV, and so many people eat it up. They look at other countries. Oh, they're doing this. They're racist and they're against the women over there and blah 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 blah. And it's just as strong here
all these countries
as it was anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny how all that works. But and people put blinders on, you know, they put the ear guards on and all that stuff. So it is what it is.
I mean, let him go, but wink, wink, let him go. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't really going though. Like he might be out for 2 weeks and then we'll never hear from him again. And
would you have changed Osama for Brittany Griner?
Hell to the no. Because that's like, that's now you're getting a slap in the face to just, this is a real big terrorist. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. But when you're talking about swaps, they know they don't want this guy out because of his damage he can do, which does make sense. So I totally get what y'all saying. The only reason why I said leave it is because I know what the hell we really do.
Yeah.
And I know that it's all a public. It's a play for everybody to see.
And one other thing too is that
so they can, you know, like they could have got Osama when they did get him.
Yeah.
They just wanted to save him. He was a special egg, you know, like the Easter egg hunts where they got to make sure all the kids get some good eggs. So they got to separate them by ages. Like everybody got kids, so you know they got to separate them by ages because if you put them 6th graders in with the kindergartners, they ain't getting nothing. Exactly. So that's what they did with Osama. We had to make sure he was saved for a president to have his little thing. This is what I did. You know, they saved him for that. They could have had him. It's all a game.
What do you think about? I've been looking at a lot of the comments, and you know, it's pretty separated by race, but a lot of the people who are of the Caucasian nature are
don't let her go. Yeah, I know.
Right, because they're going back to where she kneeled during the national anthem at some WNBA games, and she said some few choice words about living here in the country. I'm like, well, if you don't like this country, then stay over there, stay in prison, whatever. You don't ask for help if that's the case. What are y'all opinions on that?
Why isn't she biracial? First of all,
I don't know. Maybe
I could swear she's biracial, so I'm pretty sure she has a fully Caucasian grandparent, at least one.
Well, that don't count here. Just one drop.
It don't count, but I'm just saying, all these people talking all this mess might be her dang second cousin. So that's what cracks me up.
And because they keep it secret.
5% me.
They wouldn't claim it though.
All them
they
secrets.
Claim it, but I'm just saying, like they don't even know, like the black gene is strong, and so you might be talking to somebody that is literally like your second, sometimes first cousin, and all you see is black.
But you're talking about your family, like when you say the country is bad and this and that. I mean, you're talking about your family. It has its good and its bad, but at the end of the day, you're a part of the family. So it doesn't really matter what I say. I'm still a part of the United States, and she deserves to be here. But at the end of the day, when I was reading it, it said that she was rushing and she threw the stuff in her bag and she just didn't, she forgot or whatever like that. But at the end of the day, that makes you smarter. You have to be smarter and wiser about your movements and what you do.
Yeah.
But then again, it was cannabis.
Her story kind of been all over the place because I did hear that. Then I heard that she had a a doctor's note for it at one point before. I'm like, why does it matter though if you didn't bring it over here on purpose?
Because it don't mean anything over there. The doctor's note and all that stuff. So what are they saying? That don't mean shit for them.
But you know what cannabis does. So she probably was relaxed as hell, packing her bag.
Yeah. But even under the influence, if you are doing that, my thing is, you know, that for one, it's illegal in your own whatever state you're in, if it's legal or not, right? Then you go overseas to a different country. If you didn't look up the laws, something's wrong with you. I don't like to call people slow or stupid, but you're not being responsible. I'm looking up laws. I'm looking up what I can and cannot do if I'm going into another country. And I don't know what her mentality was, or she just thought, hey, I could just get away with it because I am a star or I am a celebrity or whatever. But reality check, you can't. And now this is the consequence.
I don't think she did that. Because see, this is
no.
I grew up in Washington State, okay? That's the first state to legalize it. And then I also grew up in Colorado. That's the second. So we got 2 states, the very 2 first states. This is what I was submerged in. And when I'm telling you, like, when that is your norm, you know how we got we don't got 7-Elevens here. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to everything. Whatever gas station is around here. On every other corner, it's dispensaries like that. You know what I mean? So it's so normal. You get desensitized. And she probably was just so used. And then it's like she don't got a whole bunch of baggies like she's about to sell. You're not about to sell it. You're not about to, distribute it at a party. You have a small amount for yourself. This is pure politics. It's pure politics. And so since they want to play politics.
That can't be
she should have wrapped it up better.
You can go state to state, though. You got to know the laws. Some laws you can open carry a gun. Some laws you can't. Some states you
can't. I could have been caught up, though. I mean, I'm going to keep it real. I could have been caught up in the past.
All right. I mean, it's easy, I think, interstate. But when you're going to a whole different country, that's I don't know.
No, but she's been playing for years, though. So she knows that. She just thought that she could slide through with it.
Years.
And they've seen it for years.
And they probably said, we got a little,
But I heard
we can activate anytime we want to. We can.
I heard that a dog or something was like, "Yo, like hold up, I smell something." You know what I'm saying? So whatever that is, like I'm gonna say back in the day, right? If I was doing some things I wasn't supposed to be doing and coming from one place to the next, and it was in a car with me, it was wrapped up so good that you wouldn't be able to smell it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
like that.
But you have to be careful. So obviously, whether that was in her clothes or whatever she had it in, she just tossed the stuff in there. But that's her fault too, because when you're packing to leave to go somewhere, and there's a possibility that you might get caught or whatever like that. Rushing, if that was her true story, sometimes rushing, like we leave the house in the morning sometime and we rushing out to do something because we're late because we woke up late or we stayed out late last night. We getting up like, oh my God, I got to get here. Be late for work. People are rushing. And because you were rushing, you either left something at the house that was important. You might have been in an accident or caused the accident because you're rushing. And people lose their lives just for simple, basic things that we should really adhere to on an everyday basis. Whether we was like, dang, I'm hungry, I'm gonna stop over here real quick, and then I'm gonna rush them. I'm gonna hit the highway and get to work before. So it's certain mindsets that people have when they're already in motion. So whether she was late or not, or whether her ride came late or however that goes, that was just her mindset. She's never been stopped or arrested for that type of thing before, or to go on in and out of the country. Because first of all, how does she get it in if she brought it with her? But they also sell it. They also sell it there, and she's bringing it through. So give or take, it is what it is.
It's politics.
Yeah.
Trust me,
'Cause
Russia
I
was
know
3 steps ahead.
So I coming back from Puerto Rico, I was rushing because I was like, we've been here for like 4, almost 5 days. I'm tired. I'm hot. I got sunburn. You know, I really didn't sleep. I was partying the whole time, and then I had a
As we
full
do in
bottle.
Puerto Rico.
Yes. Like, and then they have dispensaries down there. You know, so I had like bought some or whatever, but I didn't have it on me when I went to the airport. But I had a whole bottle of body wash lotion that I put in my carry-on,
Trash
and they
can.
took all of that.
They could have got you
And
for it though. See, you be glad they just
Right.
took it.
right, and in my head I was like, oh my God, I'm glad I
Mm.
smoked the last one on the way to the airport because
Mhm.
I had combs in my bag and everything. They didn't care about that. They wanted the lotion bottles and the body wash.
Mm-hmm.
And
You gotta be
you know,
careful because it's.
yeah.
I mean, it's like you can't blame her because you don't know what her mind was. And then on top of that, like I said, she probably she been going back and forth. She probably been doing it and they've been seeing it. It's called the game of chess. When you got something waiting, you're not worried about what's going on here because you got this rook on the side. And if you got to, you can castle. I mean, this is where my chess plays. If you got to, you can castle. Do what you got. That's how they play in politics. So I don't think that it was really her mistake. I think they just had a button they could activate at any time. Like on the cartoons, when they say don't push the red button, they had a red button. And at any time they could say, oh, you guys want to play? Okay. Oh, you want to give us some sanctions? Okay. Oh, you want to tell this country not to do this and this? Okay. Boom.
Yo, you know what I just thought of?
Now we got somebody,
It'd be a
And
good
that was
movie
my first
idea.
time flying, y'all, too. So I didn't even know that I couldn't even
wow.
do
Wow. Well, you know now.
See, and I had a traveling job where I literally was on an airplane every other freaking day. And so I knew, not to take stuff, but
Mhm.
it's like, what are you taking? You're taking something that calms you down. You're taking something that, makes you think sometimes that this is just a really good world when it isn't. It's like just a happy, understanding world when it really isn't. And then, I'm Washington State, we light years ahead of every other state because by the time they legalize it, now we got delivery services delivering cupcakes and shit. So, to your door, by the time some of these states legalize it, they had actually, like we got Uber Eats out, they had that way before it came out for edibles. Like straight up in Washington. Like you can just doot, 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 knock, knock, knock. And delivering everything. So to go from that to a place that says you can't even have a card, like I had to throw my what do you call it? The prescription card. I have to throw that out because they said that even in just having that in some states can incriminate you.
Makes sense.
Just having it, even if you don't even have any of the product, just having that can incriminate you. So I'm just like,
some of the residue got on the car from your hands.
no, I'm just like, it's like, what the hell? And I'm thinking to myself, like, I wish I could get a mother, like, are you serious? Like,
all right, let's move to the next subject, guys. All right, so you know how everybody always want people to be honest with each other. To my why lie? Why can't you just tell the truth? Why you have to lie about everything? Why can't I want a man or I want a woman just gonna tell me everything just how it is? And they know they lying when they say that. Nobody wants the full truth. And this is where we're getting at.
Nothing but the truth.
This is where we're getting at with this story. Let me find a picture of this. You might be able to read it on the screen. Okay, we're gonna read it from here. This is the guy's post about his girl. I'm gonna read
put my glasses on.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna read it out for you.
Okay.
Solomon Bucci, I guess that's how you say his name. This is a post towards his fiance and how he feels about her. And it reads like this. You are not the most beautiful woman. Neither are you the most intelligent woman. But like I've chosen to never find perfection in anyone else, I put my gaze on you. And with that commitment, we would mold ourselves for ourselves. Our perfection is in our commitment. Stating that you're not the most beautiful / intelligent might sound like it's not a compliment, yeah, but it's a realistic base for real love. Acknowledging that my woman isn't the best, but I'm not looking for the best. I was looking for you and I found you. There's no best. There is just someone you choose and see the best in them. This to me is the real love, not the one that consoles itself in the Fox reality that their partner is the most good looking, most intelligent, most successful person in the world. That's disingenuous and doesn't give room for love to thrive. I love you, name here. I'm committed to you. I miss you so much, but my love for you is stronger than distance. End quote.
So what was he on 90 Day Fiance?
That makes sense.
I would do that though. I ain't gonna lie, I would do that show.
Yeah.
So the leave it or medicated question, I guess. Do you think he went too far with being honest of how he actually views her? Leave it as is, or medicated? No, some things are better left not said. Tell her she's the most beautiful. Tell her she's the most intelligent. Whatever. Do you want to leave it or medicate it? Raz, I'm going to start with you.
Burr.
I'm finna medicate it because
Tell us.
first of all, if I'm not the most beautiful to you, then you ain't have to say all that. You know, like I should be beautiful and intelligent to you. This is why you're choosing me. I feel like you're settling at this point. And if I'm someone that you're settling with, then we don't need to be together. Maybe there's somebody out there that is going to be the most beautiful or intelligent. I think it was just rude, and that hurt. I know if my person told me that, that would hurt my self-esteem, and that would have me looking at him funny. Like that was just rude. I wouldn't even. That's not a compliment. And then to say, I know saying this kind of contradicts everything, but I'm being realistic. That no, you're being rude. I'll get rid of the man. Next. Well, let me find somebody that thinks I'm so beautiful and I'm intelligent, even if I don't know the Pythagorean theorem or whatever, okay? Because there's somebody out there that's going to think that I'm beautiful.
Hello.
Well, in fairness, he didn't say she wasn't beautiful. He just said the most beautiful, the most intelligent.
Well, what that mean?
That prefix, though, is, that's loaded with unsaid emotions.
Yeah. That's his real feeling.
You are the most beautiful person to me because I'm with you. I see only you, and that's it. You are beyond beautiful. I don't even know the word for you yet, but when I go into the stars in the galaxy and talk to God, I'm gonna come up with a word.
Okay. All right, Alexa, I'll let you go next. You want to leave it?
Oh, let me just wrap it up. I'm gonna leave it. Okay.
All right. She's gonna leave it.
And I'm gonna tell you why, because my leave it comes with a twist. Leave it and let them DMs do what they do, sweetheart. Because let me tell you something right now. I'll tell you something right now. Everybody who's seen that post that went viral, every real dude, every guy that's trying to holler at her I'm talking about her DM got a waiting list right now. So what you need to do is just go ahead and let her know she's not the best or whatever, and enjoy life. Because at this point, there ain't no hope for that. The mind state, the mental, why would you even bring that up? That's like me. Like if you hate the fact that your man leaves the toilet seat up, you're not going to be walking through the department store and say, "Oh yeah, that's a nice toilet seat." I know you would probably always leave it up, but it's still nice. Why do you have to say it? You could have actually left out beauty altogether and just complimented what you liked about her.
Okay. All right, Chris. Leave it or medicate it?
I'm going to medicate it.
All right, tell us how you want to medicate it.
Y'all talking about unpoetic justice.
I like that.
That's what I believe in.
You talk about keeping it real going wrong. This was a true case of Chappelle's keeping it real going wrong. I kind of understand where he was going in that direction, but how it was presented was awful. It was the worst because he must be somebody, and maybe he's not. It could be the way that he just looks at women. I don't know. I don't know what country he live in, where he come from. Because he say he missed her, right? So they must be far apart right now, and at some point getting visas or something. I don't know. Applying for shit. But how it came off was like she was like no equal to him, and I was like, wow, that's awful. But listen, man. Like Lex said, look, it would hit her in the DM, be like, yo, holla at me. This nigga trash right here.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to medicate it. I'm going to medicate it not necessarily because I think he's totally wrong. I'm gonna medicate it because you can't win doing that. There's no possible way you can win with telling the truth. I mean, let's look at it this way. What if she looked like a 10 and then the next day somebody throws acid on her face? What are you going to think that, oh, well, he's only going to be around because I'm the most beautiful. So I guess you're getting ready to leave, right? Yep. You know, that's what I told you. Your face is different. I don't want you no more. Or maybe he'll stay because he's not looking at the beauty or lack of beauty, whatever. He's looking at what's on the inside. Maybe her personality, her soul, other things that she does for him. That's the reason why he wants to stay with her. But there's just no, I said medicated, and it's kind of sound like I'm leaving it, but there's just no winning with it. You can't win doing that.
No wins in Mikasa.
You can't tell the truth in some things. Some things you got to keep to yourself.
But at the end of the day, even if she's not the most beautiful, like you said, if the inside of her is beautiful and the person that she is beautiful, that makes her physically attractive. And so that was just like you were complimenting me, but then you weren't really complimenting me. It was like you were taking back your compliment.
Yep.
And there's no way you can even win because like she just said, the fact that you said it, first of all, beautiful is just like a loaded word. It's so fucking loaded. We say beauty based on our standards, right?
Right.
But there are different countries that have totally different standards of beauty. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are standards of beauty all over the world. Like I watched a documentary on it. Okay, so
fault him for that though?
No. I can. The reason why I can fault him for that is because you have a standard of beauty, and you measured this woman that you said you love up against that standard.
All right.
There are men who's going to think she's so. There are men who will meet her and think she is the most beautiful woman on the earth.
She was cute.
And then on top of that, with our standard of beauty, let's just keep it real. We do have a standard. Every culture does. Every place does. Okay. With our standard of beauty, guess what? That don't mean shit. Tyra Banks, Beyonce, Halle Berry, everybody who we think is so beautiful has been cheated on. They will tell you they have been cheated on. So what's
another story? Because you could be beautiful and still somebody cheat on you.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you can have a so-called 10 prize, and then you still will cheat with somebody who's lesser. The problem is
the point, though.
You're not satisfied with what you got. That's what the problem is.
But isn't that the point, though? He's saying, I'm not with you because of your beauty. If you were Halle Berry, I wouldn't be with you because of that. I'm with you.
No, that means that when he gets a chance to see his Halle Berry, he's going to slide.
He going to run.
He's going to slide.
Well, I feel like he's settling. He's settling because why would you even, if beauty doesn't matter, why are you even bringing it up?
Because it do matter. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
and
it does matter.
Right now, I'm not trying to.
We all know beauty is unrealistic. Like the standards now a natural body is shamed and called broke because I'd rather go to the gym and work out and have a natural body instead of going to Dr. Miami and getting a Brazilian butt. Which I don't have nothing against people who have surgery or anything, but I have been personally attacked for going to the gym and talking about my weight loss and my weight, my journey. why don't you go pay to get your body done? Because I don't want
Nope. No, look, that's in
I'm
my
not gonna
savings
lie, I'm getting
for my
everything
retirement.
done. But I just don't got the money yet. I don't got the
And
money
that's
yet. But I'm
okay.
getting
And
everything
so
done, the Rudy to the Tootie. But I
I'm gonna
will
bring
tell
this
you
to another place, though, right? And when we talk about universal intelligence, we talk about universal consciousness,
Mhm.
universal beauty, the relationship of everything out there. We all ugly.
We
Damn
are.
right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I just took it at that point and was like, damn, like sometimes sometimes you need to know when to speak and when to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And that was one of the moments right there.
Right.
Shut the hell up, bro. Just say, look,
Let
this
it
is
go.
my wife, my fiance. I chose her. And that's that.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
He can't be that intelligent either, because how you gonna say she's not that intelligent and here you are doing this?
Doing something
She can do way better than
unintelligent.
him.
Intelligent.
He
You better
kicked
contradict
himself.
yourself.
He kicked himself in the butt because she can do way better than him.
She
Now
Sure.
just watch.
But
Now
isn't
just
that the
watch.
point, though?
Now
You have
just
to look
watch
at the
her.
looks.
Just watch her DMs go ablaze.
Yep.
I'm sure it will.
He did it to himself. He did it to himself.
Right.
He ain't got nobody to blame but himself. And like when I said I'm getting everything done, this is why. Let me just clarify that before everybody start running their damn mouth.
No, you don't have to justify anything. That's what you want.
I'm just saying I have been on a spiritual journey for like the last 15 years. So when I tell you, I look at this literally like a meat suit. I look at it like a meat suit. I look at it like painting your fucking lunchbox, decorating your binder. That's what I think about. That's what I think about the human body at this point. So I feel like
I'm a berry.
I feel like
analogy.
do what you need to do for what you want to do. So because of the different brands and things I'm trying to do, like I want to put my art on a swimsuit line. I want to do different things like that. I'm just a brand. That's it. I know me. I know my spirit. And I ain't going to get deep on y'all, but I'm just saying I have been outside my body so many times. Like, this is nothing to me. That's why I said I will get this whole thing done from top to bottom. I don't care. But I know who I am. So I'm saying don't ever go that route if you're trying to win the affection of others or you're trying to prove something to yourself or other people. Like, don't do it like that. I'm glad that I went through my bumps, my bruises, like feeling like I was at the, I went through some shit. And I ain't gonna go there right now, but I went through some BS when it comes to self-image, when it comes to no self-esteem. I mean, going from low self-esteem to no self-esteem. I went through all that shit. So trust me, when this dude did that, that was like water off a duck's back to me.
Just don't be like Lil' Kim.
Oh no, well, first of all, you're gonna be wondering if I ever even did shit. Like I'm telling you now because I'm open, but I'm never gonna get to the point where you just know.
Well, it's crazy. I had made a post not too long ago, and a lot of times women try to blame men for body shaming other women and having some type of perception of women with like the Brazilian butt lift and stuff like that. But it's actually women who make other women insecure. And
that's true.
That's hell.
No, that's very true. But
y'all control the situation.
But there are certain cases, and I'm gonna say
men can make a woman insecure, but other women are promoting the bodies. It's not the men promoting the Brazilian butt lifts and stuff, even though we know men do that. But it's other women having surgeries, and he has celebrities. Yeah. Those women are making the other women insecure about their bodies.
I mean, they're not really making them; they're just doing something for themselves. And when I say like there's special cases, because I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but there are special cases because when you are in a position which a lot of women aren't in, so that's why I said it's a special case. Yeah. And I consider myself.
We have become attention whores.
No,
that's the problem with people.
No, I can consider myself a special case because I was in a position to where the one person that I wanted that attention and affection from was in a certain industry. So that was my problem. But see, that's what I needed to go through. I had to go through that. I mean, hindsight, I had to go through that. Most women are not going to have to go through that. See, I actually went through it because I was actually married to someone who is in that industry. So you are literally every single day looking at this image of perfect beauty, Brazilian butt lifts, this, that, you know what I mean? Like all day, every day. So
yeah, and you see that
so
is
that's why I'm saying most women don't have to do that.
image of perfection, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at her, she snatched, her butt is lifted, this and that. That is perfection in my eyes because I'm around it. I am exposed to it every day, daily. This is becoming the norm.
Mhm.
So that woman has you looking in the mirror saying, well, if I do the same thing that she did, then maybe I'll be snatched like that. Not saying that you hate yourself. Being insecure doesn't mean like you hate yourself to a certain extent.
It's a
But
competitive field though.
you
And it's like
comparing yourself to another woman. You know, it's like I would never. That is not achievable to me. I'm not going to be all the way snatched like that unless I actually go to the gym.
Anything is achievable, but I'm saying it's not necessary. And I feel like
it's not what's going to keep you a man, though.
Right, it's not because
it's not. Exactly, it's not.
You will become a pass around.
Listen, you can have a straight up beautiful Coke bottle,
Yep.
Holly say, and go cheat with a refrigerator. So I'm saying right now, like it don't even matter. I'm just saying that my experience is this. It wasn't the insecurity that came from just women looking like they look. It's like when you set your goals on a certain relationship, and then everything in you wants to keep that and make it happy and make it, that is what it is. It's not even about really the look. For instance, if we lived in a country where all women have to be really full size, because there's countries like that, that they don't consider you beautiful. I mean, I watched the whole documentary and they force feeding these little girls. I mean, milk. Like,
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
All day,
like,
every day. Girls
every day to fatten them up.
Throwing up because they would never get married if they weren't a certain weight. They couldn't go play. They couldn't do nothing.
That's why I don't think it's done for yourself. I think society plays a part in how you view yourself.
And if I wasn't with the person I was with, I wouldn't be like seeing it every day and be like, because a normal woman would have been like, oh no, my husband's not going to be around these.
No, but you can't
all day.
One of the things about human beings is that I've been in a lot of situations in relationships and out of married or not married, whether I was modeling or doing different things. You meet some gorgeous and beautiful people.
Right.
But the point of that is you have to be strong within yourself. We can't control nobody.
Within your relationship.
You can't control nobody, relationship or no relationship. They're going to do what they're going to do in front of your face or behind your back. It don't matter. So either you're going to be with that person or you're not going to be with that person. There's no way that we can live up to unrealistic expectations on either end. So all that needs to be reevaluated just on an individual basis and your relationship basis and bring those points out. Because if you don't, like I said, we're going to be in a hurt locker.
Yeah.
Loyalty has a time limit.
Okay.
I try to tell people loyalty has a time limit. And
girl, you said a word right there.
Sorry, my I gave that mama look.
No.
Conditional, unconditional.
Loyalty has a time limit.
Chris, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up. We talked about unconditional love last week, and
sure did.
For the most part, I think most people agree that there's no such thing.
No, it's
because everybody has conditions to whether you stay with somebody or not. This guy, he was an asshole the way he said it. I agree. He could have kept that to himself.
Yeah.
But what I see is actually a good thing. It seems like he doesn't want her just for her looks. Because the people who probably got with Halle Berry and Beyonce, whatever, got with them because of what their looks did for them. And maybe they had nothing else going for them. And then they're like, okay, it's getting kind of boring here. I'm not saying that's what happened with them, but I'm just putting out an example. Their looks is not going to carry the relationship. She had other intangibles that made him want to marry her. He's engaged to her. So it's not like he's like a fly-by-night guy that he's just like, with her one night and then he may be gone the other. He is going to be married to her with a proposal to be married to her forever. So he sees something on the inside of her that is not about looks. And again, looks can go tomorrow.
That's what he sees.
You can get old. You can have a dog can bite your face off. You know, an old chimpanzee can go and rip your face off 1 minute, and then you don't have the looks anymore. And there are probably rare people in the world that actually stay with their wives or husbands or whatever to get their face ripped off by a chimpanzee, and they stay with them because of other.
That's the worst
Imagination. I know.
Nah, but it's real.
It's happened before. I've seen couples stay together, and it can't be just because of the looks. And maybe, he could have kept this to himself, but isn't that what you really want? Somebody that's going to stay with you for you and not for the outside, not just for the looks?
But this is not him staying with her. See, she's safe. No. She's safe. That's what he's saying. You're safe. Because, see, a lot of these guys, they will look and fantasize, talk to their boys about who they cheated with, did this and did that, but guess what? They want that safe girl. And let me tell you something. Y'all don't have to even comment. Matter of fact, I want to restrict y'all two from commenting right now because this is a whole nother subject. So let me just say this. This is a whole nother topic on a whole nother show. Guys will marry the safe girl.
Yeah, you know what?
As she starts looking unsafe, which means you start looking like these so-called fantasy girls, tens, whatever you want to call them. I mean, you can be a regular just mom working, thick cut, whatever. If you start working out too much, your man's ears will go, what the?
Same thing as a woman.
What you trying to do? Who you trying to what? They don't like that.
Woman do that.
They don't like that. And see, that's the thing is
these guys saying there's no way we can win then.
These guys glorify a certain look, but would never, ever in their life live and deal and marry that same look because they want someone safe. And basically what he was saying, you're safe enough for me, and I got you, and you're my prize. And you're also giving the hint, because if it's a thirsty bitch out there, let me tell you something. I don't know what he does, but I'm pretty sure everybody's Googling both of them. If it's a thirsty bitch out there and he got a good job or a good whatever, you think they're not sliding into his damn DM? The DMs are sliding on both ends. You got guys who want a good woman sliding into hers, and you got thirsty hoes who think they're 10 sliding into his. Now you should have just shut up and talked about.
You obviously wasn't thinking about it.
I don't know why I thought you said sliding in a hearse. I was like, what?
Oh no.
No, sliding in a hearse. No, you know, that's it's. I'm sorry, it's that Northwest in me.
Yes.
I'm stepping a little bit, so I got his hers, the little quick. Okay, so all I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, he should have just shut up because if you have them feelings inside, now the world is involved.
Red, thank you for even bringing that back into the picture now, right? Because we touched on some real things, but Red really mentioned talking about, was it worth it telling the truth? In some instances, yes. I mean, if you are really cleansing and purifying to the fact that, look, I'm bringing everything to you. You know what I mean? Like since I was like, if we've been together and something happened, look, I'm letting it all out. This is what happened while we was together. As far as purifying yourself, your soul, your conscience, and giving, depending on who it is, giving him or her the space to really process that whole information and let them decide on whether they want to stay, whether they want to go. And you're going to be in that crucible. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. But it's all about you as an individual and what you really want. And if you can live with certain things, can you sleep at night? Because if you can't, you might as well purge. So
she ain't gonna let you sleep at night.
Oh no, she's gonna let him sleep, but trust me, it's gonna be like cutting cake. in that atmosphere, because I'm telling you right now from experience, when you do things or say things that's like underhandedly, like, you know what I mean, like this or like that, and then
you didn't call her ugly though. You just said
exactly. That's why I said underhandedly.
Okay.
So what you're
Yo,
doing is
he was elbowing her, dog.
what you're doing is you're doing a dog whistle to let people know. And I don't know if it's the family members or your friends that don't approve or the hoes you want to ignite to let them know I'm about to get married, but that line is still open.
She said the ignite.
You're leaving gaps in your relationship. You're basically leaving the door open to someone that, you know, possibly is more attractive than her. And it's like
hope. You're trying to leave hope. What they say in Mike Epstein when he's talking about how
it's your beauty, it's your booty.
No. You know, in the Mike Epstein when he said the girl kept hitting him in the head because he didn't know how to break off the side chick. He wasn't doing it right. He kept on trying to be too nice. You're trying to leave hope, nigga. Stop trying to leave hope.
He said one day.
When I tell you to cut somebody off, you cut them off cold. Don't leave no hope in your voice. Don't leave no hope in your tone. If I hear you leaving any hope, we got a problem.
Well, that just goes to show that you can't put everything on social media, because even though you're coming from a honest, you know, place, people aren't going to take it like that. He could have just said, "I love you. Thank you for taking this travel."
That wasn't honest. That was conflict.
You know,
or even dealing with me.
Yeah.
He was self-conflicted. He was self-conflicted, and he finally settled. And now you want to make an announcement that I learned my lesson.
That even conflict of relationship.
I'm a good regular girl.
And then you gonna call her she's not the most intelligent. Like,
let's pop that back up there. Let's see. Yeah.
Look,
that's the one that made me mad.
He said it twice, I think.
He look like Sambo.
And look at him. Look at him.
About the looks. Yeah, he said it twice. He said you're not the most good looking, you most intelligent. That was over.
I miss you so much.
Looking like a modern day runaway slave. And
no, that's great.
And talk about this.
He out in the fields, bro.
Right. And he in the field right now. Look at him. He on the field right now.
Leave that man alone. I'll stop shaming that guy. Well, just imagine, just imagine if he didn't make the post and he actually said that. He sat on the couch beside her and told her everything he said in that post.
Exactly. Oh, see, now that would be good. Oh shit! Now look. Side note, skit idea. But anyways, yeah.
But trust me, she feeling the effects of this. Not unless she just like, you know how some people, not saying they brainwashed, but they're strong. Like, you know what? Yeah, like my man made a mistake, and this not a mistake. I'm gonna stand by him. That wasn't a mistake.
Let them, I don't care.
He meant that.
Forgive him. Let them DMs run for a good 6 months.
Matter of fact, he gonna be so mad.
For a good 6. She got 6 months.
He gonna be so mad that he be like,
"That's a 6 month hall pass."
He gonna be like, "We ain't together no more," because she couldn't stop checking the DMs.
Man, exactly. What? She wouldn't deactivate Facebook.
You know what I mean? She didn't get on social media, but you on social media,
right?
Trying to tell her your story
when they got time. People research, because I'm one of them weird people, and if I really want to know something, I research. I look at his page. I look at his page and see all he follows. Now, if you got a type, I'm like, okay, so he got a type. Now I see everybody you liking and comment. Oh, that's what you actually like. So now. This is what you settle for, and this is what you like. Now, if I'm a dude that likes her look, you think I'm not gonna bring that to her attention?
Yeah, and all you have to do is be consistent. I got dudes from 2012 sitting in my inbox talking about you never answer me, and I'm not.
Oh, wow.
You're so beautiful. I never answer.
Even if it's just for entertainment.
Nope. But that's the thing. I don't even do that
It's
anymore
alone.
because then that's going to lead to different things, and I will never ever try to lead someone in a way that I'm just not.
One little
I'm
hey.
not.
Oh, you want to marry
I'm
me?
not open to that. I don't want to. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I used to be so bad. I used to answer them just for entertainment, and man,
Yo, it's not good because listen. I don't know what it is about having a personal relationship with somebody that you can go talk to, meet on the street, whether it be church or the bar, the grocery store, a regular store we go, whatever, right? It's different. I don't know what social media has that pulls people in, like sucks it totally like a black hole and sucks people in completely. I'm not for sure what that is, but
you can be
it's a,
whatever you can be
You
whoever.
know what it is.
I mean, but it's an awful thing.
well,
Yeah.
it's the need for being accepted. It's the need for being loved. Like we live in a society where, if you think about it, we don't do none of the crap we used to do, and now with everybody just pretty much surviving, you know. I remember even look, I ain't gonna try to date myself, but then again, I don't care. I'm about to be 40, so I'm just saying. I remember when I was like in my
That's not
12,
old.
Well, I mean, it's not old because I don't care about.
I'm just telling you that. All right.
I don't care about age at this point.
Gotta get a career.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, I don't care. Like I went through a whole spiritual like metamorphosis. I wouldn't care if I was 70 at this point. But I'm just saying, like, I just remember, I can recall when my friends and I used to look forward to things like going to skating on Thursdays because it was dollar night on Post, like going to the dollar movies. Look, everything was $1.
I missed that.
When I had my first child, my single, well, not just single, some of them had partners, but I'm just saying my new mother friends who had babies around the same time. We used to Google what was cheap or free. Oh, the zoo is free on this day, you know, for residents. All you got to do is show your ID card. Boom. Or this is free this day. Or this hike has, you know, like we used to look forward to do. Now all we literally do is go online. That's it.
Yeah, there's too many things online.
Easy access.
Easy access. Wow. Look,
Our
remember
children
Easy E?
have friendships online because my friend, like, you know, there's this virtual reality world that the kids meet up and they on a playground and they're playing with each other and they meet each other. And he was like, that's normal. That's what kids do now. And I'm like, not my kid. My kid's not meeting a stranger on a virtual platform. I don't know.
That's what Facebook is jumping on. You know, trying to do that whole virtual world where people don't have to actually meet each other anymore. Man, we did a story a few weeks ago where they were talking about a girl got raped virtually on the show.
Yeah.
That's so weird though, because it's like, even if you do get into virtual things, do not cut off real life. And
but this is where this is going.
Like, yeah.
Like I feel like I'm grabbing for rope right now because I'm trying to teach my son, like, you got to go outside sometimes. Like, I know you don't know the kids in the neighborhood, but like, we got to do something.
It got to be a good time to do it.
Because you cannot just be online. Like, that's crazy. I'm not.
And one thing I would tell, I would share this is that I've gotten to know or even show my face up in the neighborhood where people know who I am coming into the neighborhood. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? Whatever, like that, and keep it moving. Whether they speak or not, they see me enough now to where they like, oh, hey, how you doing? Because I'm not strange to them. You might have been. There's people that lived on this street for, I think I've probably been here about 10 years now. There's people I haven't even met on the street yet. The ones that I have met either moved out, sold the house, or just done whatever. But if you don't have a connection, even if you have a slight connection with your neighbors or people be able to look out for you. This as an example, today, on my lunch break, I work from home today. I went out, and on my way out, I saw my neighbor's and you know, water is expensive. Water gets expensive. It's running all day. And I saw something running from over, from his hose. I'm just like, damn, did he do something in the morning and forgot to turn it off? Or somebody opened it up and forgot to turn it off? So I text him. And I was like, hey, I said, bro, you such and such is on. I was like, I don't know if it's not working right. I don't know if you had something to do with the lawn. You know, I was like, what do you want to do? Want me to cut it off or you want to leave it on? And he was like, oh, that's odd. He was like, nah, go ahead. He said, turn it off for me, please. Thank you. And I turned it off. It's like small little things like that, you know, still build your connection and people be able to know and trust you enough that you're going to do the right thing, whether they home or not home, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening anymore. When we had a community, the community aspect is gone. So we still have to continue to try to reach out and build a community, whether we like them or not, they don't like us or not. But my face is out there enough, whether I'm walking, jogging, or doing whatever I'm doing. They see my face enough, they're like, okay, he's here. He's not harmful, or he's not whatever. But I still let them know, don't get it twisted.
Right. But the thing is, like you just said, you don't know a lot of the people on your block already. Like I've been here for a couple years now, like 3 now. I don't even know 70% of the people in my just surrounding blocks. That's crazy. Like I didn't grow up like that. I grew up, we had block parties. We actually had block parties like the same day. Everybody's little hood had a block party, a little 4 corners. All the stores got involved. All of them donated all kind of pop, sodas, cookies. Everybody who had their big pits came out there and barbecue. They would roll the 3-on-3 basketball out there so the kids could play basketball. They got
the big 3.
Yeah, the super soakers. They got the super soakers out there so they could do
Ice Cube.
I'm talking about the block party day was like the biggest day, and of course you went hood. You know, you go like Thanksgiving plate hopping. That's what we used to do in our neighborhood. We used to go block party hopping. So we used to go to everybody's little block party to see who had the best setup. And for I want to say about 7 years straight, 16th Street did it the best. That was my street, and we had it sold up. And
1-6, baby.
I feel like my son will never know that. He will never know.
Show
that
him pictures. Just talk about it. Tell him, and he gonna take that with him wherever he go.
Of course, show him how. But you know, it's not the same. And I'm just thinking like the dance party. Of course, you know I won for like 5 years in a row. But I'm just saying the dance concert. They passed the hat around. You know, the old man in the neighborhood take off his hat. Everybody pass it around. It could be.
You were just wilding.
It could be $200. No, that's what they said. It was the kids. It was a kids dance off. And so basically they pass the hat around and the winner get the whole hat. You know, I'm looking down like
the dumb pervert ass nigga.
Yeah.
Pop. Nah, all right.
The other subject, guys. We've been on this one for a minute.
One more comment. I just walk my dog. This booty always attracts people. I don't know.
Hey. It's like to a butterfly.
I'm telling you, I'm telling
Honey.
you, it's like light in the dark. They be breaking their windows trying to get, you feel me? Who is that? Yeah.
Screw.
And I'm like, have you heard about our Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior?
Oh,
And they be like, oh no, we good.
They want to change their life.
Well, at least everybody in their neighborhood knows you. I just hope that they don't run to your house if an emergency happens, because then you got.
They know you want to know your boo-hoo-tay.
You got 20 families in your house as soon as y'all have a bad storm.
And they know these bullets.
Go to Big Booty Girl house. Go to Big Booty Girl house.
Right. Subject, guys. All right, let's move on. Let's move to the next one. We're going to the story about R. Kelly's sisters. The sisters of disgraced, I guess you want to say, R&B singer R. Kelly. They've spoken out in defense of their brother, who was sentenced to 30 years in prison for serial sex abuse back in June.
Decades.
They said racism is to blame for his conviction. They said African Americans have always been treated unfairly, Cassandra said. So I think that has a lot to do with it, as well as other factors. The tape, maybe. When asked if her brother had ever been with any underage girls, Lisa Kelly said she would not acknowledge the victims of her brother's abuse. And he kind of just did. And claimed their brother had never been with an underage girl. I can say he may have been with younger women. How really young is 16? I can say he may have been with younger women, but as far as underage girls, no, Lisa said. And I stress girls, underage girls. Who has seen that? She continued, I'm not going to acknowledge something that I don't have proof of. If there is a victim, I'll acknowledge. But from what I've seen in court and from what I've studied and from what I've read, the only victim I see that's been stolen from, lied on, is Robert. No one is talking about the money that was being extorted from Robert. No one is talking about what was stolen from him. He's not a monster. He's not a pedophile. He was just taken advantage of.
He chose to provide that service and got a service in return.
All right. Leave
Correct.
it or medicate it. Leave them alone. Let them say their truth. That's what they truly believe in. Or medicate it. They really own some meds and they need some stronger meds to get them to actually believe what actually happened. So, Raz, I'll let you go first on this one. Do you want to leave it? Let them say what they believe, you think they believe in, or medicate it? They own some BS and they need some medication to get them back on the right path to actually tell them the truth.
I think I've been on medicated all night because, like,
You've been on some
who
drugs.
says that? Like,
Medicated? Okay.
yeah, medicated, because at the end of the day, he has history of messing with underage girls. And it was one interview, I forget what the man's name was, but he asked him, does he like young women or something like that? And he was like, how young, or like, what are you talking about? Come on now, he couldn't even answer the question. So with Aaliyah was underage and he married her. Come on now. Now, the part where they was extorting money from him, that is true because he did pay them for their silence, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make it right. He's wrong.
Right.
He's wrong. They were young and they were taken advantage of, and he should have known better. And I don't know if they're speaking out of, oh, because I love my brother, and they didn't, see him in that light. They didn't see him as a monster or a pedophile, but that's what he is. He's a pedophile. They all need help.
All right. Lexa, I'm going to let you go next on this. You want to leave it or medicate it? You got a little smirk on your face.
I'm going to leave it. And the reason why I've been leaving everything, I'm going to leave it because at the end of the day, he's already judged. He's locked up. Let them get through the day. At the end of the day, we are humans and we have heartstrings to all the people we care about. So they are so connected to this man that they do not want to see the truth. Let them be delusional, because for all we know, it could be a school teacher, it could be this, you know what I mean? Like, let them live in that delusion so they can just get by. He done already been tried. He's already locked up. Just let them tell themselves that we already know what he was doing. We done got more than enough proof. So let them get by and just stay delusional, because at the end of the day, he's already where he's supposed to be.
All right. Chris, as he puffs some smoke out, do you want to leave it or medicate it? You want to give him some what you got?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give him some smoke, bro.
Give him some smoke.
I'm going to give him some smoke.
You want what? You want to medicate it, huh?
Yeah. Medicate.
Is that your R. Kelly?
Yeah. The reason why I want to medicate this, fam, is because, listen, he already was a part of a major case that could have crushed or killed his career, or he would have been in jail a long time ago. Any smart individual, criminal, non-criminal, would have made some adjustments that I just like, look, I really realize this shit is wrong. The laws in my state say that I can't do this. But he actually got a crew together to support what he was doing. And if I knew that something was wrong with me, or they perceived that something was wrong with me, I would have went to try to get some help, to help me with my situation so I wouldn't do this again. That's not what he did. And as far as the sisters are concerned, I get it. That's love for your brother. but at some point that needs to stop because they combined business and money with a predator type situation, and you can't, whether you merge the two or separate the two, there's no excuse.
All right. Okay. I'm going to medicate it too. Simply because the word accountability, because these are other cases like this are happening where the family won't convict the uncle because he's part of the family and he's molesting their children. Like, well, what did you do? What did you wear? Why did you make that happen? You must have wore something or had your legs spread open in the air to make him do that to you. So no, I agree. It's accountability. And
antennas, baby.
To blame it on racism, sure. Maybe there's a smidge of racism. Maybe that got him all the counts of, sexual battery or whatever, or rape or whatever for underage girl. Sure, that can be in there, but he's still wrong. So you want to use a straw man argument and talk about people were extorting him for money, but does that have to do with him sleeping with underage girl? And like Raz said, there's documents that said you were with Aaliyah. You married Aaliyah. And there's a whole tape out there that showed it. What do you mean you didn't see any evidence?
Right.
And this is the first case that there's a lot of cases out there that he settled on or that we don't even know about because they had to sign disclosure. Mm-hmm. So it's a pattern that he's been taking and he learned from. Just because he had money, it kept the situation going. But now he don't have the money, or even if he couldn't pay people, now everybody gonna walk away because I can't support that no more, bro.
Right.
So
I just feel like since he's locked up, let them be delusional. That's why I said leave it, because you don't know how much mental anguish they might be going through. You know,
that's going to perpetuate it though.
Well, the thing is, he's already. It's so much evidence out there. This is like dead and buried. You know, like we know he did this shit. Like it's not even a question at this point. So if they want to sit up there and keep saying, my brother didn't do nothing, it's just like that meme that says, how mama's boys be, and it's that meme of Jason. My baby didn't do nothing. Jason off the
My baby's innocent.
It's just like that meme. They're never going to see it. And honestly, they might need to tell themselves that lie just to get by, because who knows what they're going through.
But they
could be getting death threats. They could be getting, ostracized at work and, in their family circle. And the only thing they can say is, it's a possibility he didn't do it. No,
that's just
a possibility. You're delusional. But if you need to be delusional to wake up every day, because you know what? Do some research. Some of these people who do crazy stuff like that, they live out their sentence in jail. It's the family members who be committing suicide.
That means
it's the family members who be getting, harassed and shit.
Beat up.
That's trying to deal with the fact that I grew up with this motherfucker. I feel obligated to have seen something or to have said something, or what did I do wrong? How come I didn't see this coming?
But you know what?
To everybody.
Most narcissistic people, like, we see all these different charities across the world, right? We see individuals coming on TV talking about, they're doing good goods in front of our faces. But that same organization behind your back is doing the opposite of what they say they're trying to safe hold and protect, right? Mm-hmm. This is the same thing that he's doing. His fame, his stardom, and his music and different things like that. He was able to keep that because people get brainwashed, or people get so starstruck that all they see is a star. Certain family members don't live in his household on a daily basis. They might come there once, twice in a couple of years. Or he give them phone call, everything is lovely, we going this and that. He might send a little paper, yo, I'm gonna support you. They only see a certain aspect of him past when they were growing up as a kid or a child. A lot of people get stuck on who the individual was, per se. This is my brother knew as a child. Like, he's evolved and gone past that now. He is something different. He evolved into something awful. And just like, I've had certain people to hit me in my DM from my past, like, oh, I messed up. We was young. I whatever that is. I've evolved. I've changed. But some people have evolved with that same evil, that same whatever that is in them, just with the evolution of it. So they were the same person, just what how they say, my man 50 Cent did a 2-step with a twist. This is what this is, bro. And family sisters. So
they want to rewrite history.
But you can't evolve. You can't evolve, Chris, if you keep enabling the behavior. This is what generational curses are. If you keep going in that mindset and saying, well, I don't think he did it, or I didn't see anything. I literally didn't see anything. And the truth is right there, damn, in front of you.
In front of your face.
Well, they're not enabling it because he's locked up. He's locked up.
But that doesn't mean it can't happen to someone else.
But everybody knows
the behavior to other families that it's okay to pretend like you got a blind eye to it.
Right. And what I meant to say too was, real quick, they mentioned in that interview about his other businesses and certain things like that, right? Have you entrusted people in your organization, whatever that is, to operate and do your business, right? Whether it's parts not supposed to go to your family, parts not supposed to go to your kids, whatever that is. If you did the crime, you doing the time, you really, let's say if you have 4 or 5 people in your business organization, now you're 25% or 14 or 10% of that whole organization. Now they can rule or vote you out and take on that business and keep it moving and separate themselves as far as they can from your name and everything that you have moving forward. So when his family, his sisters was talking about, he got these businesses, things out there and people doing whatever right now. And what about this and what about that? If y'all were that close, or y'all as a family and business minded or whatever like that, why didn't you reach out and talk to him to change those dynamics so that maybe y'all would be able to take over the business, or y'all would be able to do X, Y, and Z, be able to pay the taxes on this land or this house, but y'all complaining?
Yeah.
The fuck?
He has money to give them. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so now all his shit is gone. If that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in regards to that, it's a lot to run a business, doing certain things and being out here every day. He can't do this now. And whether he have people operating and running that himself, he can't do that now. He don't have the freedom to do that now. So whatever's going on, they don't necessarily, they don't have to necessarily pay him or do whatever they're going to do. They're going to shut it down and shut it off.
Yeah.
So that's an awful thing on both ends.
And I hate when people try to victimize the predator. Like, how is he a victim? Like, he was a victim at a young age, yes, but then he chose to create other victims.
Right. Yes.
I just feel like I feel like the law of degree applies to everything. It's the law of degree. To what degree? There is no absolute. There is no such thing as an absolute. So it's to what degree is this person a victim, and to what degree is he a predator? At the end of the day, he was enough of a predator to be convicted and locked up. So that is what it is. So we don't have to just say boom, boom on one side or the other, because I feel like we all are two natures at all times. That's just my belief. And just like at the end of the day, it's like if a room is light and you want it to be dark, you can't go and open a box of inky blackness, right? The only thing you can do is resist the light, which is to cut off the light. You don't have a box of darkness, right? So what I'm saying is you're resisting your good nature and you're taking on the bad nature at all times. And obviously he was abused. If you watch the documentary.
Yeah.
He wasn't abused by one of his sisters though.
Yeah. And an old man that lived around the corner.
And and somebody else who was a little bit older who was watching them.
Yeah.
No, I think it wasn't like a babysitter or somebody. It wasn't his sister. It was like a
no, and sister also later on.
Yeah.
But first, the
So-
first one was a old man.
I don't know
said
which
lived
sister.
around the corner.
It was several of them.
Yeah.
because I'm rewatching it right as we speak, you know. So
His brother came out and said,
yeah,
his
that's what I
sister-
saw too. Yeah, his
Yeah.
brother said his sister did some stuff, and
His babysitter.
that family, like a lot of families are like that. They just don't say nothing. But anyways, the guy who lived around the corner, where's he at? Because I mean, he basically
dead.
came
He
on
probably
out.
dead now.
Well, yeah, he probably dead now. But I'm just saying, like, nobody talking about how many kids in the neighborhood. He probably, oh, that's just a nice old man.
Nah, he messed up.
He probably touched 20 kids, for all we know. So,
And he knew because of that nature of the neighborhood, and he had that little bit of paper. People trying to eat. They want clothes. They want candy, ice cream, and shit like that. Their parents or somebody can't or wasn't able to provide and get for them.
Yep.
So that somebody gonna give it to them.
there's a lot of young mothers too, and young families, couples. Oh, I'm giving the kids jobs. You see, a lot of people don't know to watch out for stuff like that.
Blow.
Everybody ain't giving neighborhood jobs just because they nice. They giving neighborhood jobs because they want access.
Because they right.
So
they feel like you owe them.
Yeah, young mothers and they don't know that. And I was I was telling my son about this even online. People will groom you for 5 years straight. It's called grooming.
Mm-hmm.
They will groom you for 5 years straight and literally just be a friend.
Like, and even I what I've seen with some people too. Even as far as drug dealers, gangs, and different stuff like that, and people want to get into that. I was groomed from the aspect of the lifestyle when I first, because I was already I was lured into it because I'm like, I'm trying to get this money quick to pay for school. I'm trying to do this. But the lifestyle took over. But how I was groomed in the matter was like, and it ain't take long. It took less than 30 days. Matter of fact, I would say I was hooked.
Yeah.
Like 14 days in, just seeing how much money they had, the cars they was driving, the women they was getting. And you talking about the corporate aspect. They had, women in the stock exchange, doctors, all these. You had different plethoras from the ghetto hood, different walks of life.
Yeah.
They was knocking them down. So I'm like, oh, like this is like access to really what I really want, the lifestyle. That was the grooming. And then, I had free alcohol. It ain't take long for me to be like, oh, this is up my alley. I like to party.
Yeah.
This is up my alley. And once that was it. Like, it was no turning back until years later. I realized, like, damn, I got, what you call it? I was duped. I was groomed. I got duped.
Because subconsciously, you went through it. You went through it mentally. When you go through something mentally, that's power. Your brain has thoughts. Your thoughts have power. So basically, when you see something a lot, like just like you can see an old ghetto documentary, Pimps Up, Hoes Down. I know everybody probably saw that. And what did the pimp say? I saw the only people I seen that was black, that was living good, was doing that.
Oh, and the other aspect.
That was their top. That was the top for them.
And the other aspect that I saw that was a safe zone was, I saw violence, right? But the violence happened to a lot of the people that you would claim to be your enemy or things of that nature.
Right.
So you was like, oh, I feel protected about this. Yo, this is my crew, right? Oh my goodness. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you are adopting, it's like the grooming process is,
it's fierce.
And like, okay, if I'm with them, ain't nobody gonna bother or touch me or do whatever. And now you become more like them. Now you exacting and doing the same things you was being groomed and taught.
Yeah.
To your natural public without blinking or thinking a thought. So that was another aspect of it. So even if he, whether there was violence involved or whether that was whatever that is, these people, even the guy that gave him money for whatever that is, there was probably maybe another person or kid there, whatever like that. It was like, you tell him, I'll beat your, or this, whatever that is. And he saw this. He saw the aggression. He saw the mental mind control. So he picked all this stuff up in this whole situation and just took it and moved on with it. And he got better at it.
Wow. Yeah, it's a crazy process. I mean, it's subconscious, and basically, like, you going through this sandbox, you're going through these motions, and you are learning, like, if I wanted to step into this life, because whether you know it or not, your mind is always thinking about your next best step.
Mm-hmm.
So if you looking all around you, all you see is, I got this, that, just like the freaking Dave Chappelle thing where what do you say, Whack Arnold's. Was it Calvin got a job or whatever? Calvin got a job. Like, you see these different options. You want to be like Calvin, or do you want to be like this dude who got the money, the car, And so your mind is actually taking data of that. Even if you don't say nothing to nobody, even if you don't mention it, even if you don't bring it up, even if you don't pray about it, your mind is taking data. And when you see something enough times and say, do like that, don't like that, love that, hate that, eventually you have a whole database that you don't even realize your subconscious has collected over years. And when you get to that age of, like, now I can do something, you've been seeing this from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now you get to the age where, you could be a little homie on the block. They start to notice you a little bit bigger. They start to, see you getting big. You think them dang dudes don't know how to recruit?
Come here, bro.
I can make you little runners.
I'm gonna get you here. Take 200. Go get some Jordans.
Exactly. Now, do you want to be like Calvin? Or do you want to be like, a boy who got 3 pair of shoes?
That's real.
A pocket full of money and the pretty girl on the block. Of course, what you gonna choose?
All right, y'all. Let's go into
staying home doing my books. Like, fuck all that.
You smart.
Subject.
But a lot of
nerd.
At that age, we wasn't.
Yeah.
All right,
No, we were smart. It's just that we chose what we wanted. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
Get it.
Gotcha. All right, let's leave this, guys. Go into the next subject. Last subject for Leaving the Medicated. Y'all familiar with Sean King?
Yes.
Civil rights. I'm still trying to figure out if that guy white or not.
He's a mix.
Wow. Nah, he's mixed, bro.
I've heard different things. I don't know what to believe now. He can pass for both, but I don't know.
That's how you go the Northwest.
And there's a lot of people like that.
Look,
Louisiana, all over the places like that.
But I know, though. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know I'm from a different part of
I haven't seen. I've seen a picture of his mom, but I haven't seen a picture of his dad. I don't know. But that's beside the point. But he recently released a post. It's all coming back to the post about Dave Chappelle. Talking about Dave Chappelle and his choice of jokes. The post says, I am a huge Dave Chappelle fan. I've met Dave, been to his shows. I am friends with many of his friends, but it is absolutely time for him to move on from telling trans jokes. Here's the thing. In America, we do indeed have freedom of speech, and because of that freedom, Dave can continue to tell trans jokes for the rest of his life if he wants to. And people can protest Dave for the rest of their lives if they want to. But here's my rub. You can really only crack jokes about oppressed groups that you are not a part of a few times before people get irritated. Dave has hit that threshold. This is true for all comedians. Jewish comedians can crack jokes about Jewish people for the rest of their lives, but limits exist for anybody else that wants to move into that space. The same is true for white comedians, telling jokes about black people at the expense of black people. I don't want to hear that shit at all. Do it once or twice and you can get away with it, but anything more than that and the line has been crossed. Does that make sense? Generally speaking, I want all of us to have broad freedoms about what we are able to say, myself included, but sometimes we have to censor ourselves when our words are doing more harm than good. So I think this Leave It or Medicated is kind of straightforward. Do you agree with Sean King and what he's saying that Dave needs to stop doing any jokes about trans people, leave it as is. Or you want to medicate it, let him make the jokes just like he makes for everybody else. So I'm going to go with you, Alexa, first on this one. You want to leave it or medicate it?
I'm gonna leave it because it's like, at what point do we get to the point where you can't be yourself? You know, he is a comedian, and yeah, he's gonna face backlash, but every comedian does. I mean, you can be a comedian and just tell your jokes and get punched in the face in the middle of a show. So he knows that people are gonna come against him. My thing is just, you want to go against him, do it in a way to where you're respecting his craft. That's it. You know, say it in a way to where you're not sitting there telling him stop it, because obviously, like he said, he doesn't have to stop it ever. Let him go for the rest of his life. And yes, I have a lot of trans friends. Like I said, I have a dance background, so I'm 100%, you know, a support in the LGBTQ community. That said, let the man be an artist.
I think you wanted to medicate it in. To leave it was do what Sean King says and agree with him, and you know, tell him to stop telling the jokes. Agreeing with what he says, it would be leave it. That's what I was saying. Medicate was, you know, let they continue doing what he wants.
Oh, okay, wow, okay, so. Oh shit! So y'all done tricked me into actually medicating something.
Exactly right.
Y'all done tricked me into some medication.
Are those Tums?
Actually, it's
no, don't tell. No.
It's ibuprofen. That's
okay.
It.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
You want to put it to the camera and see? Because now you calling me a liar.
All you gotta do is mix them up in the bottle.
Right.
Slick. All right, Chris. What you want to do? Or medicate?
I got back pain. I'm getting old.
Matter of fact, I'm going medicated.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm going to medicate it, everybody is entitled to their opinion. This is America. And I think to some degree, people are still trying to stay relevant however they can. If it works for him, it's working for him. Whether it's negative or bad, people are still going to pay attention to him. His diehard fans are going to dive in more into him, connect and bond more to him than it was before. So it's a psychological game, I think. But it's also bringing to the forefront that this cancel culture that we have out here, it's awful. It's too strong. And we have to fight against that because at the end of the day, it's a joke. A lot of people are taking it too sensitive, but on the other half, we talk about they talk about this racism things and how they treat people and stuff like that. But that's something totally different than telling jokes.
Okay. Raz, what do you want to do? You want to leave it or medicate it?
Medicated.
All right. Tell us why.
Under the influence. Because you can't say that we have freedom of speech, but then we should censor our freedom of speech. At the end of the day, he can say whatever he wants to say because he's a comedian. That is his platform, and you don't even have to be a part of his platform. You don't have to watch him. You know, you can have an opinion because why is it okay for you to have freedom of speech and complain about what he's saying, but then he can't say what he wants to say? Two-way street. You have to be able to take it and give it at the same time. It's jokes. Like, what happens to people laughing and joking about, you know, something that's serious, but in that moment we can just forget about the seriousness and just become one and unite together and laugh. It's power in laughter. So I feel like he shouldn't take that away from him. And if he feels offended, he should go somewhere else.
All right. I guess we better have all four medicated because I'm medicated too.
Yeah.
On psychedelics tonight.
I don't understand how you talked about you have a limit to how you talked about oppressed groups. When have you ever popped up talking about obese jokes, white jokes, Mexican jokes, black jokes, whatever, Jewish jokes. He has joked about all these things throughout the span of his entire career.
Whole career.
Never been a time where you like, okay, Dave, pump your brakes a little bit, man. He said he's done gay jokes, but for whatever reason, the trans jokes, you're saying it's time for it to be over. And it's not like his whole set is about trans jokes. And if his jokes were saying, go murder these people, hurt these people, harm these people, I would understand that. But none of these jokes are egregious in nature. They're not asking for violence to be done to these people. So I don't understand why he wants a limit done to that. But no other oppressed group, he's asking, hey, you need to stop telling these jokes about these people. Bald people, they're oppressed too. I'm an oppressed person. No one's coming to my aid.
You probably just verbally attack them anyways.
True.
And Red,
bald-headed business.
Right.
Red, another thing too is that anybody who is melanin who's had success, people are going to attack them irregardless. So now it's just like you adding 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 4.
Yeah.
Nobody on this planet is going to be able to cancel Dave. You love him, leave him, whatever that is. Nobody's going to be able to cancel Dave, period. Dave is an icon, just like LeBron. We can talk everybody can talk about LeBron and all these other players out here. You can talk about your favorite team.
Ain't no cancellations.
There's no cancellations for real. It's a fake. No. Hold on now. Listen, it's a fake ploy. It's almost like you are planting landmines, waiting for somebody to step on them to blow them up. You know what I mean? Like Lil Kim said in that song, she said, "I'm a whatever to the Army Brigade, whatever that like." I mean, this is the this is the whole situation right now, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, people need to get over. Matter of fact, a friend of mine the other day, we was talking, and her and a good friend of hers went. A guy friend of hers went. They went out to this event they was invited out to, and there was like 4 or 5 comedians. 2 of them were white, but they were also saying they were, she's deemed to be racist. And from it, but at the same time, we our melanin comedians do white jokes. They do whatever jokes that is, whatever they deem it is. If it's funny, it's funny. If it's real, it's real. If it's something that sometimes some shit can go too far. But at the same time, it's all love and light, man. Like, people have to get off this because somebody said something.
Right.
All you weak, soft-minded individuals, man. Like, that stuff should not have that much power over you or influence over you that it's going to ruin your day or ruin your night from the show or vice versa. If you don't like to hear it, just go, leave. It's okay. Just know that I'm not listening to this comedian. I'm not following them. I'm not doing anything with them no more. Move on with your damn life.
Yeah. How easier to just not support, not listen, not buy. How easy is that?
Do the same thing you do with the presidential nominees when they say something you don't like.
Yeah.
Or somebody that you don't like in your intimate relationship life. Be gone.
Right.
Poof.
I feel like in my era, it was like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. And it's like growing up, words. I mean, people say things that doesn't stop my money, that doesn't stop how I feel about myself. Yeah, it kind of hurt, but people are going to have their own opinions. Now I feel like society is so sensitive. We are raising sensitive kids, and it's like, stop.
Sensitive and secure, and they turn into adults spewing their
insecurities,
admitting that poison.
Yeah.
Whereas, Chris, it goes back to what you guys are saying. We care about the wrong things. See, we're not caring about the words that are coming from the close people. People now are caring about what words come from total strangers. So you were talking about people making posts and how much they care, trying to get likes and stuff, trying to boost themselves up from total strangers. That's the difference between this generation and the old generation. We weren't looking for accountability outside of our circle. We had a circle of friends, circle of family, husband, wife, boyfriend, whatever. That's who we cared about, their thoughts about us. People are caring about total strangers that don't even live in this country, how they feel about them. So, and now
that's the disconnect.
Yeah, but it's making people more stressed than ever. People gotta go get therapy for online comments. When you can easily just turn off the screen, you can easily just turn the comments off. But because people are so addicted to getting favoritism from what people think in the comments or a thumbs up button, it's addictive to people. So that's why people are more stressed more than ever. You have more mental health more than you had 20 years ago, but yet the suicide rates are damn near the same. So in some years, in some decades, if you ever go look it up, suicide rates are about the same or higher, depending on the year, than they were 20, 30 years ago. You would think with more mental health that they would drop down decisively, but it's about the same. That makes no sense. We talk about mental health more than we've ever talked about, at least in my day as a youngster. Hell, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, there are way more avenues for mental health, but people are more stressed. People are committing suicide either higher or about the same rate than they were 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Why is that? And I think that people
I'm gonna tell you,
accountability and love in the wrong places. And
that
to
too.
worry about what Dave Chappelle is saying about you, when you can just easily just don't pay attention to it, just don't look at it, even when it's not even hateful jokes.
It's laughter. Laughter is supposed to make you happy. It releases, I say the happy gene in your body. Like, I don't know, when I'm laughing, somebody can start laughing. You don't even know what they're laughing about, and you just start laughing because they're laughing. Like,
I see some people just laugh.
It feels good.
It feels good to laugh. Why is that so bad?
And think about the fact that a comedian is an actual professional. So you think they don't study their profession?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they do.
Especially at that level. Let me tell you something. Then people like Dave Chappelle and stuff like that, when they start getting to a whole little, what do you call it, a run or spat about a certain thing, they're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
They're comfortable with it. So it only takes a little bit of research to find out that, I don't know if you watched his special or not, but he talked about this, the special that everybody's mad about. He had another little special after that saying what inspired him. He actually mentored a transgender. He mentored the transgender comedian.
They probably didn't get that far.
That's why he had so much
suicide.
Yeah, because basically he became close friends. And then he sponsored this transgender, like he became close friends with them as a mentor and sponsored a lot of their first little gigs and stuff. So people think that he's trying to attack them. Like, no, he's just close. And he knows it. Just like you have certain comedians that they make their living off of other things, like that one, I don't know his name, but the white comedian that's always making jokes about black church. He's married to a black woman and always goes to black church.
Gary Owens.
Okay.
So Gary Owens. So he's comfortable and he knows
he ain't married no more.
Yeah,
I don't know if he is or not. All I'm saying is that when they do these types of things, it's because they're comfortable and they know. It's not because they're trying to attack.
Right.
The reason why the jokes are so good is because they're spot on.
Right. Yeah. It's real.
That's research.
And Alexa, he goes to practice these at smaller venues before he even goes to the bigger venue.
Exactly.
Right. And the irony of what you said, Alexa,
it's a litmus test.
The transgender that I think she ended up killing herself, Daphne.
Yes.
Was her name. Yeah. She was stressed out from people because she was supporting Dave Chappelle, who were hitting her up online, and she got stressed from that and killed herself for her own community.
Right. Yeah. So is this not him or no, just saying the jokes, is just that society is not taking any accountability for their effect on individual people. And the reason why people are unraveling right now is because I don't think, maybe in the past, because I never lived there, right? Or the past, present, however you want to call it. The frequency from radio waves to TV waves to microwaves to Wi-Fi waves, looking at TV, all these images and subliminal images and music, everything is breaking us down, breaking down our mental capacity, our emotional, our aura. It's breaking down everything to the point where things are just, it's too much for people to fathom or live in anymore. And we're getting this 24/7. It ain't like it cuts off. The people, matter of fact, the people who are not watching as much TV or listen to radio and things like that are way much happier and are content and accept their place and their who they are in society, compared to those who we are engraved in this social media and all this stuff they have right now. And people being broken down. This is that I'm strong. I'm stronger. I've been stronger for a long time from what I experienced when I was young, which made me strong. Yeah, some days I have my moments like, what the WTF? But it's not going to change me one way or the other. I'm going to feel what I'm going to feel it, and I'm moving past and moving on. I'm learning from the experience, and I'm getting better from it. And I think we all have to do that on an individual basis and continue to support and teach our youth, our younger ones as well. Yeah, not even just youth, anybody.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say.
how did these celebrities get so much pull over your psyche? Like, you would get tackled to the damn ground if you try to approach this dude in broad daylight.
Well, look at United Kingdom.
And you want to let that be access to your own psyche? I mean, I know we all do it to a certain level, but I think comedians is like, are we actually censoring comedians now? Like,
right. I think that people from their community is too sensitive. Why are y'all so sensitive? Like, and I get it because you were oppressed at a time, but we all were oppressed and still are being oppressed. But why is it that y'all can speak on heterosexuals, but then as soon as somebody speak on y'all in an uproar?
For sure.
I try to tell people, I was like, yeah, people always say, oh, you're a homophobe. But then I always be like, nobody discuss people being heterophobic.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on now. It's a lot of gay people that don't like straight people that say, ew, that's nasty. You know what I'm saying?
Heterophobe.
But we do the same in the bedroom just to the heterosexual, right? But I really think the thing is with this is the fact that what we learned from political is who screams the loudest, who got the most pull, and everybody back down.
Right.
And we back up a little bit. We talk about overseas, talk about the Queen and all that. They got the most power and this and that. You can't do this. They got the rules and all that stuff. And people live by this every day. Just like we're gonna go. The president over here is leading. The president thing over here is the same thing over there. It's just that they got, so he wouldn't have so much power. It's broken down into three different aspects with the Congress and all that stuff. It's broken down, right? But at the same time, it's who you put in those places that's in alignment with the president, or who's going to give you the most power in the United States or the United Kingdom, Africa, wherever that is on the planet, that is going to be the ruling class or the ruling whoever that is. And what they say is how it goes. So whether that's through social media, through propaganda, however it go, that's what people follow. But we know in our hearts every day that that's not right, but we're going to follow through because certain people are going to follow through, like racist communities and things like that. It's because they know, like, oh, my parents got money. If I don't follow what they have, they're not going to be able to I'm not going to have my inheritance, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to ask questions about what my grandparents and all them other people did in the past, because it's too painful. People don't want to deal with all these situations as a whole. I'm just being honest and real.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Social media is just giving people too much need for dopamine, for something exciting for them to happen. Social media is the equivalent of we were talking about the
My
lottery. We were talking about the lottery earlier. People are always trying to make a post that's going to go viral, and they're going to have all these people commenting on it and liking what you say, and it gives a good feeling, probably gives a feeling of euphoria to some people. And that, I think that's what most people are trying to achieve with every post you put out there. And I know some people say they don't care, but I think people do care. If you're on there trying to post, I think you care. If you have friends, family, fans up there, you care to a degree.
But Red, but yo,
unless you want to monetize it.
right.
But
that's all I think about.
But you know what I care about?
It do need to get traction.
Whether,
if you want to monetize.
Whether it's monetized or not, I care about people. I'm a humanitarian. I don't know. I don't like everybody. No, I don't feel everybody, but that's okay. But by nature, I'm going to help. I'm going to do the best I can with what I have.
Right.
Those are the posts that I make. I make inquisitive posts to make people think, or they haven't addressed the fact that this is not happening in the world right now today. Then you have to question your reality and yourself. You know what I mean? We can see it and learn something from it. We got to get engrossed in it mentally, emotionally, and all like that. But it's going to make you look at things a little bit different than the norm. So those are the type of things that I'm into at this point. I don't care if people like them or my support group dissipated because I'm not making videos right now. I'm going to make some more videos in it, but it's on my time. It's my channel.
Me too. Look, let's be accountability partners, because I swear to God, I've been promising myself I'm going to make more videos. But I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, I do lose sleep at night when I figure out that a 9 to 10-year-old is making $3 million a year reviewing candy or a new toy. So I went to school for media, before I went to school for what I'm going to school for now. So I went to school for media communication. So I'm going to tell you right now, it is definitely a method to the madness. Mm-hmm. But it's consistency, and it's obviously, that couple that gets you rolling. Because yes, you can actually make a straight, nice, not just a nice living off a post. It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
You got 12 and 13-year-olds. You got 9-year-olds who are millionaires because they eating candy on camera.
Facebook writes me a check.
Like what the hell? And I feel so stupid because once upon a time I did just care about likes. That was before I knew about monetization. So the page that I actually had the most followers on, I got overwhelmed and just deleted it like a dummy. Now I'm just thinking to myself, like, how much money do I have to pay for Facebook to go back and activate that page? Trust me, I tried. It's impossible. So all I'm saying is this, they can't. They can't. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm not even going to put
like effort. You can get that back.
There's no way. They said after a certain time, they just can't do it. So, like, you got certain stars that are like reality stars and stuff like that, like from way back in the day. The reason why they got on them shows and stuff is because early on, they just got curious and got on social media. I'm talking about MySpace, Instagram, whatever. And because they have so many followers just by going live all the time, just by posting all the time, their accounts were like the first mega accounts. Therefore, they instantly got on these certain shows. And I mean, I can name a few of them, but I'm just saying, like, for a fact, there is a business behind it. The thing is, just don't mix the business with your purpose.
Well, that is the hard part. But to say this part here, and Chris was touching on it earlier, he tries to, make posts to get people to think. The problem is with that is most people do the whole groupthink thing, where whatever's popular at the moment, whether we're talking about Democrat, Republicans, whether we're talking about pro-life, pro-choice, whether we're talking about Biden and Trump, whether we're talking about men versus women. If it sounds good to you, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are going to go with just what sounds good at the moment. They're not going to do any research to what they're actually saying. It sounds good, even with Kevin Samuels. People would follow Kevin Samuels just because it sounded great. No one would do any research on him. Like, is he actually, does he actually know what he's talking about? Or am I just following because he's a guy? No.
Does he pay his child support? Right.
Do your research. Don't follow somebody just because that's how cults happen. People always come out, oh, I'd never be in a cult. I would never drink the Kool-Aid and then, die with, what was it, Jim Jones, I think, from the 80s.
Yeah, Jim Jones. I watched that documentary. It was crazy.
Yeah, people say, I would never fall into that. People fall into that all the time.
I would start one. If I really got bored, I would start one.
You would start a cult? It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
I mean, not a bad one, though. Not a bad one.
Not a bad one.
Have there been good cults? I'm just saying, like.
Facebook is a cult.
Like, not one that would make people just,
TikTok is a cult.
Not one that would make anybody hurt anybody,
At least you can get paid from some of these cults.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wait, Chris, come back. We're going to go in the last main subject for today, which is bringing it back around comedy. Trying to see if Chris going. Oh, there you go, Chris. Bill Burr.
Turn into a floating head, Chris. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I had to go outside the inside. You know what I mean. It get too dark out there.
Bill Burr, what he said about the WNBA. He recently had a stand-up special on Netflix, live on Red Rocks. I think that's what it's called. And he discussed why he thought the WNBA is not a successful league compared to other leagues, NBA, NFL, MLB, UFC, stuff like that, even tennis. Let me pull that video up.
That's crazy, Bill. But I'll get him.
Chris just crazy.
Woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? Right? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, I don't know. Why is that? That is a conundrum. I have no idea. Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any fucking tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000 seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his fucking ass on that gig. I'm not saying no professional female athletes, Serena Williams, the women in the UFC, but nobody's watching your fucking sport. And then you're going to come and you're going to get mad at fucking men. They keep doing that shit. Why are you yelling at us? It's not our fucking job. It's not my fucking job to give a fuck about women's soccer, okay? I have men's sport to pay attention to. It's your bullshit, right? Dude, look at the WNBA. Dude, nobody in the WNBA got COVID. Nobody. They have been playing in front of 300 to 400 people a night for a quarter of a century. Not to mention, it's a male-subsidized league. We gave you a fucking league. None of you showed up. Where are all the feminists? That place should be packed with feminists. Faces painted, wearing jerseys, flashing their titties. Going fucking nuts like the guys do. In the upper deck with their big beard titties. Am I on the Jumbotron? Am I doing it? Yeah. You didn't. None of you went to the fucking games. None of you. You failed them. Not me. Not men. Women failed the WNBA. Ladies, name your top 5 all-time WNBA players of all time. Come on. Let's hear it. Name 5 WNBA teams. Name the WNBA team in your fucking city. You can't do it. You don't give a fuck about them. They play night in and night out in front of nobody. It's a fucking tragedy, right? And then meanwhile, you look at the Kardashians, they're making billions. You look at those Real Housewives shows, they're making money hand over fist, because that's what women are watching. And the money listens. You don't want to watch this shit, you watch this shit. They just shoot it over there, drowning these whores in money. In purses, in shoes, in Botox. It's just raining. It's raining money. Yeah, so the money listens. You'd rather watch that shit. Real Housewives, bunch of women just tearing each other down. Well, maybe that's why your husband left you. Maybe that's why your husband left. That's why you can't have kids, bitch. That's why your ass is as flat as your titties, bitch, right? That's the message you sent. We would rather watch that than see a bunch of women come together as a team and try to achieve a common goal. We would rather watch them absolutely fucking destroy each other. Yeah. No. And then in the end, you come back and you fucking yell at guys. And it's like, all right, so let me get this straight. I have to buy you a drink, stop the axe murderer from coming through the fucking window, and I have to watch WNBA games for you? Like, when are you going to pick up your end of the couch?
Yo, like even how he presented was funny, but I mean, you can't fight him or go against that because he presented it in such a real life way, everyday normal person, couple. It's just so much stuff out there that people have to get into. Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
I'm gonna give you your time.
All right, my bad.
Since you went, I'm gonna let you go. Get your 2 minutes in, man. Go ahead.
I just really like. I really think that if more women support it, more men support it, but more on the women aspect, because even in any relationship, however you go, if she's interested in the WNBA, or your daughter is going to high school, she's a star, she goes to high school, to college, and she wants to transition to the next level, to support that and go to these games and do the vice versa. So it's growing. It's going to be what it is. And, I just really hope and think that it's not going to ever be where men's football, basketball is going to be. They got a women's football league out now. I don't think they should dress them like the way they do. They say it's exploitation for sure. But if this is how they're going to get people in the seats or do whatever that is, I mean, they doing what they got to do like any other business. And, oh, my God. I mean, shoot. I mean, it is what it is. It's great. But at the same time, I don't feel or think that he's wrong for saying what he said, because it brings some light and some truth. And that people pay attention, listen to this, because he's a comedian presenting truth. How are we going to use that truth to learn and put things in place that's going to grow the whole business as a whole? That's what I want to say about that. Whoa. And I got some seconds left. What?
You could have kept marinating. All right, we'll move on. We'll move on to Alexa. Alexa, what you got to say about what Mr. Bill Burr had to say about it?
I was trying to get my thoughts together. Okay, so real quick, he's actually 100% right. I can't sit up here and pretend. I love women's sports. I definitely got love for the WNBA. Seattle Storm. Hey, but anyways, all I'm saying is,
she named one.
All I'm saying is this: anything that's a venue is always going to be based on tickets. Now, as I said before, I have a background in that. I've worked, I have volunteered, I have been a part of venues. Trust me, it's all based on tickets. So he's 100% right. You have to fill butts and seats. It's actually an equation. It's BIS, butts and seats. That's the equation of any venue. So if you can't do that, and the people who claim to be so passionate about it are not supporting, what do you expect? And I can tell you, every WNBA game that I went to, the tickets were donated. They were donated because somebody felt bad and brought 25 tickets for a community center. And the seats were pretty much 40-50% empty. We got to do better. But he's not lying. It's butts and seats.
All right. Right.
They have to do it on nights that are not on the male Jones too.
Right.
You can't compete on the same night. It's not going to happen.
Brother Raz, get in here. Raz, what you got to say about this?
You're right, but I'm still going to roll my eyes.
I agree with them because, you know, everybody wants to say I'm a feminist and support women, but he did a compare and contrast. He was like, they rather watch Housewives and Kardashians and the drama and women tearing down women. That sells, but women on a team that's come together and supporting each other, they don't support that. And if women supported women like they say they do, the tickets will go up. You know, it's kind of sad that he had to compare women tearing down women versus women supporting women, because there's a lot of women that do support the WNBA. You know, I don't really watch sports. I don't know. I'm a nerd. I don't know. I like to build robots and stuff. But now that he said that, I feel like he tested me, you know, as a woman to support other women, you know. So it's like he wasn't wrong. He wasn't tearing down women. He wasn't saying that the WNBA that they suck in any type of way. He didn't say that they couldn't play the sport. He just was like they had to blame other women for not selling tickets, not supporting them. And then it was funny because he was like, the men should be in the stands showing they tatas and stuff. You know, like what's the disconnect? You know, and it's something I want to touch on what Chris said. You know, they want to sexualize women's sports now because they know that that's going to sell, and I just don't like that at all. I hate seeing women playing football and they half naked and they're aggressive. They're super aggressive.
They're not men.
Like, yeah, they're acting like men, and it's like, why can't we show women in their softness? You know, like women can be aggressive too, but like we're trying to sell something that's not realistic, that shouldn't be realistic, and I don't like that.
Okay. What I have to say about it, I'm going that last part you were saying, Raz. Men do particularly like women who look soft. It's kind of hard to look soft when you are sweaty and guts all over your face from fingernails scratching, trying to block a jump shot, ankle hanging off your leg and stuff. That's not soft, and that's not what we're attracted to. But you know, it's probably easier to see that in tennis because people look at Serena Williams and Venus Williams all the time and see what kind of outfits they have. But we're getting off the subject. But to remember one other part, I don't know if he said it in that little stand-up part. And to Alexa's point, it's about putting butts in seats. The NBA has been very gracious to the WNBA because they subsidize them. They have been paying for them to stay alive for over a quarter of a century.
Yes.
And they've gotten worse. You know, I tried to watch it. I was very interested in watching it when it first came out. The first 5 years, I was a fan of it, but it's hard because you do try to compare it to the other leagues. I think the comparison between men and women is just so vast, it's hard to look at because I could look at UFC women fight and then be just as excited. compared to men. A knockout is a knockout to me in UFC for men and women. One is just more powerful than the other, but they both can look the same. When you can't dunk a ball, and I know it's not all about dunking, but it does help. When you're not the comparable speed to guys in basketball, it just is so vast of a difference that people just can't get into the WNBA. I can get into other sports where women are playing, but the WNBA is just a different animal when it comes to that. But they, like Bill Burr said, it ain't our fault. It's not our fault. You know, you can't expect us to go watch, what's that damn show on Netflix? They're damn the 1600s or 1700s. Bridgerton. Right. You can't expect men to support that show because that's not really our thing. If we're going to watch that show, we're more likely going to watch that show with you. But mostly that is a female dominated show. The metrics probably show females watch that show wholeheartedly, probably 80, 90%, probably close to 100%.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Right. There you go. You shouldn't be asking guys. You don't market that show towards guys because that is like one of those romance novel type shows. And guys just don't typically care about that. So you shouldn't not market towards that. WNBA, I don't know how you market it towards women to get them to watch it more. What do you do? I mean, because if you sexualize it, then you're like, okay, now you're making my body a part of the show and it's not based off of my skills. You don't want that. So what? And how do you market it to where not men? How do you market to women watch the show? Do you have like a grudge match in between when you shoot free throws? The women
WWF.
No, they got to fight like Real Housewives. They got to have drinks at the free throw line, and in order to get a point, you have to hit the other person on the other side with a mixed drink in the face, and that's 2 points for your team. Is that what they have to add to it? What would you have to add to a game for you not supporting it just because someone told you to, but because you actually want to watch the game?
I'm gonna
You
say
know what? All right, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Just real quick, my tongue is burning right now. I'm gonna say it. Otherwise,
Yeah, how you took a shot?
I'll never forgive myself if I don't. You know the reason why they can't really market it to women for women?
Because
This is the truth.
Go ahead.
Male dominated sport, mama.
No. You can take a statistic on this. Probably 60 to 70% of the women in the WNBA are actually studs.
There you go.
They're studs. And the problem is they're not going to ever pander towards our idea of feminism. So they're not going to be ever doing a lot of the things that these other like fantasy football and, you know, they in lingerie tackling each other. It's still pandering towards men and what they want to see. Of course, the men wants to see some fine ass fit women tackling each other. Yeah. Fantasy football is probably making more than WNBA.
Yeah.
The truth is, WNBA, a lot of them are actually studs, and I know this for a fact because, like I said, I'm from Washington State, the land of free shit. When I tell you, growing up, we had season tickets to everything. Season tickets to WNBA, season tickets to NBA, season tickets to football. They know how to get some free shit in Washington. Every community center.
But if this is true,
it is.
Okay,
I believe it.
This is true. How do they market to women then?
So they can't really
market not the stud women. We mean, you know, the straight women.
They can't market to women until they come together and come up with a marketing plan.
What does that look like? I don't know.
For instance, that's what I went to school for. So they need to call me. But what I'm saying is, when you
Alexa.
You want to market to women. You're not just women in your clique. Because let's keep it real. The LGBT community is still very cliquish. So it's kind of their fault because they're not really stepping out and doing what they need to do for them. They just got their families. You know, they got their girlfriends, their wives. The ones that do actually have husbands or boyfriends is a small number. It's a
That's a
small
good
number.
point.
And
That's a
so
good point.
the fact is that they are just getting their money. No, they're not making as much as the NBA players, but they're still making money.
They're making more
Yeah.
money than the average
As a matter of
college
fact,
student coming
I
out
got
of
family
college.
members who got I don't know if they win or not. My family's so damn big. A couple of them did go probably a couple seasons, but a lot of them went overseas to different countries and stuff. I have a lot of athletes in my family. Shit, I could have been a damn athlete. I'm just a girly girl. But anyways, I have a lot of athletes in my family. So trust me, I know they have a certain clique. They got a clique and they don't step outside that clique.
That's the problem.
They got to come up with a plan that says, how are we going to be appealing to the rest of the world? Because
doesn't it seem like this comes together though? Like
they do it with 30%.
Alexis, doesn't it seem like this comes together though? What we were talking about earlier, like we were talking about Dave Chappelle earlier, and I guess any other comedian. They're able to joke on everybody. Everybody's inclusive when it comes to jokes, except for them. And now they need to be inclusive of everybody to bring people to the games.
Women are actually fucking. I'm just keep it real. When it comes to like the little highlights and shit, they're actually equal or better than men. It's just that people don't come to the games. When I tell you the crazy shit you see, like women are naturally creative. So when you see some creative shit on the court, you will be like, now a man would not have done that.
Now, yeah, and Alexa, I agree with you because I remember back in the day, if you look at Cheryl Swoops, you had Cynthia Cooper. I don't know why
that was my first pair of basketball.
And I'm trying to figure out. And Lisa Leslie was there for a minute.
Sparks.
I had met somebody from the Phoenix Mercury years ago who was in Philadelphia, Delaware around the time, came to an event that we had there. And I can't remember her name of the point guard, but a friend of mine was dating her. Yo, she was the coolest chick I know. But the whole point is I'm looking at a lot of women because they're female, right? Mm-hmm. It seems like they don't want to connect or tie themselves to something that's been perceived because a woman plays basketball that she is quote unquote butch or she's gay or she's that and the third. That's not true. A lot of these female athletes
are. So what?
I know. So what? But I'm just saying that stigmatism needs to be knocked out the box because people have families. They just chose their basketball as a goddamn profession like a male do. So are they going to sit up here and say that there's a whole bunch of males in the dressing room and they playing basketball together that all the males are gay? No, you don't have that same perception.
No, bro, Chris. I'm sorry. No, I gotta stop you. I just gotta stop you.
I'm just saying.
You're wrong. You're wrong on that. With the WNBA, they actually are mostly butch. But my thing is, who cares? Now,
right? I don't think that matters.
It's a small,
but it does in society.
If you were to do an actual real
Christians,
survey,
religion, church,
if you would do a real survey, you would find that probably 70% would identify as butch. But who cares? My point is, why is there not a focus on the marketing?
I think it's the talent. And
focus on the marketing.
Could be part of it.
Focus on the marketing. Market to the point to where they can get butts in seat.
Right,
because they are pretty much butch. So let's just keep it real.
Okay, like
30% of them that actually are just regular female athletes.
That's fine.
That's not going to win. That's not going to win the people in the seats.
But what I was speaking on and talking about is this the perception. Now, okay, we talk about over the whole total United States, right? Mm-hmm. Women go to football games, whether they like football or not, because of their husband, a significant other, or it could be a perk of the business or their job, right?
There's an emotional attachment to it.
Okay.
Breast cancer.
We go for the bar.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Yes,
I was going to say that, the drink.
I go
and
for
the
the
food.
Seahawks bar. The
And the
Seahawks
food.
bar. Yeah.
And the food, and possibly,
Just got the house.
and the possibility that you could meet somebody there, athlete, we dating, bar, whatever, right? You can meet somebody, low level, high level, in between.
It's
It's
a
all
nice
there.
ass bar. Have you
It's
been
all
to
there.
Have you been to a football or basketball game bar inside the game
Oh,
while it's going on? It's
we
lit.
have VIP. We have VIP. Oh, it is. It's VIP. Just even out there meeting with people, it's just like wow, and shit can pop off. But what I'm saying is that I think that when the reason why they're not surviving as well, we talk about the women's not filling seats, is just the perception. Like it depends on, just like if we do social media, right? I want you to hear me. Just like doing social media, there's certain nights, certain time frames that people are on to be accessible to watch and do certain things. If it's not on them certain nights, like you can't compete with the men's games because that's going to be a priority number one. Period.
Yeah, they usually don't in the summertime.
So that's one. You have, and reason why I said about the religious aspect, a lot of women, it's just like if we are socially, right? A lot of people in the United States don't want to be tied into any of them communities outside of heterosexual, right? I've been a reason why I'm saying this is because I've had tickets, or people had given me tickets, or I won tickets to an event, but they was like, oh, it's over at like downtown Richmond here. That's a place, I don't know if it still exists, but back then, a couple years ago, it's called Godfrey's. They have trans or men who dress like women or whatever to perform these shows. And some of the, like, just on a talent level and certain things, they perform very well. But the people on there, do I want to be identified as that? No. So I'm gonna give the tickets away. I've been to a couple, and it was like really good. Like, oh god damn, that's great. But the problem is, a lot of people, whether they are down with it, down low or not,
Damn, Reds.
they don't want to be associated
I feel
with.
y'all.
They don't want to be associated with the norm of it. Like, okay, so the high percentage of is going to be bisexual or gay women or butches or studs. That's not, I know that's not necessarily true, but that's the reality of it, and why that's a part of the reason why it's not successful. You have the feminist movement and other movements who saying that you guys or the people in charge who got the money are sexualizing the women who are there, so they're not really supporting it because of, oh, you over sexualizing them, you got them out in booty shorts or less, and they can get hurt, they fall on the ground, they ain't got on as much coverage or protection as men do and things of that nature. It's a whole gambit of things, and just the perception of, oh, that's lesbian shit. Like, if you're not a lesbian, don't matter. It's about the sport of entertainment. It's them showing the athleticism. They rocking, son.
Marketing.
They rocking.
Is king.
And then people are just following the supportive behavior of other people. But as a whole, they are supporting the behavior of what's greater or the norm. It ain't because they don't want to do it. They just like, I don't want to be looked at in a bad way. And we talk about cancel culture and all that bullshit that's going on right now. I think that's a fear of looking at women basketball. They talented as a mofo, bro. Sisses.
But when you don't have a certain type of food, guess what you're gonna eat? You're gonna eat what you got. So this is the problem. The WNBA, they just don't have the food. NBA, they will bend, twist, flip backwards, anything for any of their players, and they're gonna get that budget immediately. They will get that budget. When it comes to the WNBA, just like Red said earlier, they have been keeping them alive. Because trust me, their salaries right now, it's not because of people in seats.
Right, I get that. I know that.
I'm pretty sure the franchise is actually losing money by paying their salaries. Now, I'm probably going to get DM'd and cussed out because of this.
But how much of them are they putting out marketing that don't even got their matter? People not even watching. They might as well do it.
But I'm just saying, have you went to a stadium when there's barely no people there? And just wondered, how are they even getting paid? This is what's happening with the WNBA. And for me, I'm just saying, like, I seen it with my own eyes, so I know it's real. So
Okay.
it's, regardless of the jokes of the comedian, they need a new marketing plan, and it cannot involve wearing no damn ass shorts.
Yeah,
Right.
Being cute, it cannot involve that. It needs to do something totally different because
because men and women are gonna find out that that's disgusting.
No.
And even for the football shit, with the women wearing that little shit, bending over and all that, hiking the ball, throwing like
everybody's looking at this from like a women's like, well, what can we do for women? No, you have to look at the actual statistics.
Yeah, women ain't gonna want to see that every night though.
The statistics say that about 60 to 70% of the
she got nice legs.
Professional WNBA players are studs. No, they're not going to do none of that shit. They're not. They're just fucking not, and you can't blame them.
And so, but the thing is, I think as a culture, I think all, as a whole, give it an opportunity, a chance. Nobody's gonna go to the game and motherfucking hit on you, or like motherfuckers think, the psychosis, right? I'm gonna go to the game and I'm gonna come out here and there's gonna be all these chicks out here looking at me like, oh, I'm a part of, or what I'm saying? Like, people got some things going on in their head that's not real. It's entertainment, it's a sport, they got talent. Go see them.
So you know what I'm saying? Marketing plan.
I'm not gonna totally discount what you're saying, Chris, as far as there could be a religious aspect or people that may be, I don't know.
I think it's a part, like I said, it's a part of all that.
Right. Well, I'm saying that because you can't name 2 gay people in the NBA or the NFL, because I think there's only been one in each sport. But you probably could name plenty.
They're out there, but they're not gonna come forward.
Right. Well, yeah, because
they will actually.
Well, when the time is right.
Today they will, because now they don't give a fuck.
We've only had 2 though in the
whole. Because it's likes and follows. It ain't a part of hey, they gonna come see you or take a goddamn plane. Like we will fly to Dallas to see Dallas Eagles or Dallas whatever significant game it is at a great stadium.
I'm sorry, I think I mixed something up. You said they won't come forward. You talking about the fans or the players?
Not the fans, the players.
The players.
No, the players are 100% open. They're just cliquish.
And that needs to stop. Like, who gives a fuck?
You're talking about male players, right, Chris?
No, female.
I'm talking about WNBA players. They're just cliquish. That's it.
Wow.
They're not hiding. They're not trying to sit up and say, "Oh, I'm not gonna express my sexuality."
It is more accepted, yes.
They're just at the point where they just don't give a fuck.
That too.
And they shouldn't.
It. They're like, I got my money. I'm taking care of my little family.
And that's it.
That's it.
So they don't care at the end of the day.
They need to build the brand more.
I do think it is.
And that's what he didn't touch on.
And talented.
That's what he didn't touch on in his comedy thing.
Yeah.
He didn't, because that's actually a big part. That's a big part.
Well, see, people go and see Serena Williams and Venus Williams, Monica Seles, a bunch of other female talented tennis players that played throughout the years. They didn't have.
This is not that.
Then you have UFC, Amanda Nunes. I know who it is, maybe because I'm more of a UFC watcher than anybody. She was a former UFC, I think, featherweight champ, Amanda Nunes. She's the one that put Ronda Rousey in retirement, basically.
Oh, okay.
Right. She whooped her behind. But yeah.
That was my old gym, UFC, by the way, in New Jersey. I went to UFC gym.
But yeah, I watch it and I never, ever think about, like, damn, it's probably way better to watch a men's fight. It's like the separation is not that vast. I can watch women's UFC, no problem.
It's skill level.
Women. The skill level to me is too far apart. It's just like the skill level of the NBA 70 years ago to what it is now. Right now, the WNBA is the NBA 70 years ago, trying to catch up with the NBA skill level today.
Skill level? Are you just saying?
I don't know about skill level. I think it's perception, because women can't dunk, or they not like. But shit,
They're nowhere
They can spin and pass their asses off. The same as men.
Well, how about this? I bet you I could beat both of you 3-on-3.
You could be 1-on-1, on 3-on-3.
I'm talking about I get a team.
It don't matter.
Okay.
See, now you're comparing
you pick another person.
People. That's good. We're talking about professionals here, and no, you can't.
I'm just saying, like, so.
All right, you know what? Look, as soon as I get my joint fixed, I'm coming. But I want to see this. I'm coming.
People always got stuff to.
Well, if we're comparing professionals versus professionals, which is
I'm just saying. We went to women and men.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about. Professionals. That's what we're talking about. Skill level. We're not talking about people in the playground. We're talking about skill. The people who we watch on TV. I don't
play basketball. I mean, I played for a private school for a year.
So you still got the skill set. You just got to do it.
No, I don't want to do it. I'm just saying I could if I wanted to.
Okay, so why are you saying you can get in yourself somebody else to beat?
Because you're talking about the skill level between men and women is automatically
professional.
I didn't say that. I'm giving them props.
I said professional. That's all we're talking about. WNBA is
You're saying that men is up here because of what?
Their skill level is way better in the NBA versus the WNBA. I'm not saying there's no woman that can't beat a regular guy. Sure there is. I'm talking about WNBA's best versus the NBA's best. It's nowhere near the same comparison. It's like the same way I would not put a bantamweight fighter versus a heavyweight fighter.
Oh my God.
And the power is different. Now, of a featherweight female versus a UFC heavyweight, the skill level is different, and you ain't hurting that dude like you gonna hurt somebody on your weight class. It's totally different. And the height difference. Brittany Griner, I think she's 6'7", 6'8". They got guys that can play point guard at 6'8", 6'9", and she plays a center. The skill level is way different. Magic Johnson was 6'9" and played point guard. Brittany Griner is playing a center. She can't dribble like Magic. That was Magic Johnson been retired damn near 30 years. The skill level is not the same. Maybe one day it'll catch up. That's why I was saying about the men. Men's skill level 70 years ago is nowhere near what it used to be. What it is now.
70 years.
I wouldn't say skill.
Sure.
It's this. No. Reason. Okay. Let's just look at.
And I gotta go soon. Sorry, you guys. Right. I didn't look at the time. I do gotta go soon. But.
Let's look at strength and body size. Women are not gonna be able to compare to the strength and body size of a man. If you post her up, they have some resistance, but they're not gonna do that. I mean, they're not gonna compare to that. But skill, I see the women have some great skill. Men have great skill. But the body size, mass, and the level of strength and the ability, what they can do with what we have, is different from women. But I'm not going to say the skill level is different. They haven't had the exposure, the videos and certain things. You can see women do some amazing things just as well as men do on the court.
They do them for them. If they would have played the best men in the world.
Obviously, you can body a woman if you massive and you towering over her and you're both more bulky. That's obvious. You can body just like you can body a dude in that same stature. All I'm saying is when you say skill level, that's talking about like everything.
I just named somebody. Look at the difference between Magic Johnson 6'9" and Brittany Griner 6'9".
Well, you talking about the greatest of the great.
Right.
A lot of people never even heard of Brittany Griner until this thing came up.
But Brittany Griner is one of the top players in the WNBA.
She is, but like, let's not. Come on now, Magic.
All right.
All I'm saying.
LeBron James. I can name you a lot of people with 6. They don't even have that many 6'9" people in the WNBA. It's not. I mean, I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying the skill level is different. It's very much different compared to
because we're two
UFC
species.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying the vast difference is bigger than watching a UFC women's and men's fight. You can knock out somebody with the same technique. Amanda Nunes versus I'm trying to think of somebody right now, but somebody UFC champion, Conor McGregor. You can knock somebody out with the same technique. It almost looks the same. One is more powerful, of course, but it looks the same. The skill level, to me, with WNBA, NBA doesn't look the same. When you get
It's
somebody
not going to
to
look the
say,
same ever because we think from different sides of the brain, basically. And
Okay.
even though most of the women in the WNBA, they probably think more like masculine, left-brained, they're still a woman. So they're not going to still think exactly like a man. So the game is going to look different. Their skill set is going to look different. I would not say it's not at the same level. I
Right.
would
Okay.
just say it's different. But anyways, I gotta go, y'all. I
Right.
looking at the time, like, damn. I love this. Good night, everybody. I love this whole conversation.
Peace.
Anytime you get your two people, matter of fact, you know what? We can even do the one-on-one. Since y'all think the skill levels are so like this, let's go ahead and just.
Oh wow.
And you know what
Okay.
else? We can tape it live if that's what you want.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yo, Lex, I like that fireball.
I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, if it's serious, we can tape it live. So my jumper don't miss. So
Ah! Yo, Lex, Lex.
I ain't talking shit. I'm just talking to my skill level.
You speaking
Yo,
shit.
that's what it is. I feel you.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, with that being said, I'm not gonna forget this too, because
I know.
bring another player, because I want, oh no, we won't ready. My ankle's not ready. I don't have my feminist friend to support me right now. But now,
Bro, matter of fact, I'll be the weakest link. I'll tape up my ankles because I've had a lot of ankle injuries. But I know me. I know my skill level on play. And I'm 51 motherfucking years old. And I know that I can do a lot. I can still do a lot because at times I still go practice, shoot, do whatever. Ain't nothing changed too much except for that I don't have the hops I used to have because of my ankles. But I'm gonna work on everything. Trust me.
What if her friends are actually like Lisa Leslie and Sue Bird, and we?
Hey, let's meet them.
Jay, it was like, oh, you didn't tell us your friends were WNBA Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers.
No, but that's good. It don't matter because she's trying to prove a point, and whoever that is, it don't matter. We just have to be ready to meet the challenge when it comes. It's just like anything in life, right?
Right, it's true.
For sure.
Right.
I ain't making no excuses. But then again, a reason why I say society plays a big role in everything because it's male dominated in most sports and most things. I did like that your comparison to MMA, women's boxing. Women's boxing is striving it's striving to a whole nother level.
Right.
MMA is striving to a whole nother level. But those are one-on-one sports. And like you said, anybody can be hurt to the body or touch to the head or whatever and get you disoriented and get you up out of here because you can't stand up. That's what the rules is. But the same level is that if you're not prepared to go on the court to play an NFL team, if your squad ain't prepared to physically the front line, like I'm going to say Cleveland Browns always had an excellent running line. The quarterbacks have been the Achilles heel of that team, period. Just in the turnovers. People can't hold on to the ball. But a lot of things are shifting. It's shifting because they're building themselves. They're putting themselves in position for whatever that is that they're trying to do, go to the Super Bowl, win several playoff games and things of that nature. This is what this is right now. And we're not taking anything away from the WNBA or none of these athletes or whatever they're doing. I enjoy watching all of them. The fair market share, until more women and more other people come out to support them.
They ain't gonna get no 50-50 like the NBA.
It's not gonna be 50-50. They're not gonna command or get the salaries they have, but overseas it's different because their mindsets are different as far as athletes and different things that are going on out over there. So they get paid more because they fill in seats more. It's just what they want to see.
Yeah.
So
they also the NBA.
even with music,
yeah,
it's
also,
it's a fact.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up on that one too. Appreciate y'all for coming out and watching another episode of Hostile Therapy and getting some, not because you want it, but because you need it. And we'll see you not next week. We'll take a break next week. See you the week after, Thursday, 7 o'clock. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Good night, man. Peace.